Are you fucking retarded? Sorry. I don't know how much clearer I need to make it. You don't kill people in America in a fucking democracy over politics. You don't do that. I'm just not playing this fucking game where MAGA will just act like they're so shocked by this coarsening of rhetoric and try to blame this on people who've gone fucking above and beyond to avoid going into this kind of like territory. And then just constantly act like all the concessions need to come from Democrats, center-left people, social democrats, everyone else. Meanwhile, they just keep on. The wrecking crew on the fucking Republican side just keeps on going. No, I'm not letting them do that. Fuck that. Fuck that. This guy is fucking mental. This is actually like a... Because he's delivering it just so fucking blandly as well. It's like this guy is the banality of evil. Like the entire... You don't need to read that book ever. Just show them this video. Just show them any Asmongold shit. This guy is the banality of evil. CNN update.
An urgent, truly all-out manhunt now enters the second day for the shooter who killed Charlie Kirk, the conservative activist. There's so much video out there from this event. There are 3,000-ish people that were there, including the moment right after this single fatal shot was fired. The crowd at Utah Valley University, as you can see, just breaks out into a run. Chaos trying to search for safety. There's another video that also appears to show a figure ducking and running across a rooftop. You'll see it highlighted right there in a building that's just opposite the event, opposite of where Charlie Kirk was shot. As of now, no suspect has been publicly identified. 2 people were taken into custody, but then released yesterday. Kirk was just 31 years old, a father of 2 children. And he was
31, mate. Fucking 31. He's like 3 years older than me.
Leading figure among young conservatives and also in the broader conservative movement as well. Leaders from across the political spectrum are speaking out, condemning this political violence, condemning this tragedy, with Utah's governor calling it a political assassination. Charlie Kirk was also very close with President Trump, and the president spoke directly to camera in a video from the Oval Office last night, expressing his grief, shock, and anger.
Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America.
Wow.
He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people.
3 years younger. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not 28. I'm 34. I'm older than Charlie Kirk.
He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. This is a dark moment for America. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity.
CNN's Nick Watt is on the scene for us in Utah. Nick, let's talk about the fact that there is still a search for the person who did this. What is the latest there?
I think that's AI. The fuck?
Well, Kate, it is coming up on 17 hours now since Charlie Kirk was shot, that single bullet, as you mentioned, on this campus here in Utah. And as one analyst told us, time just means the ability to get further away for that suspect. Now, as you mentioned, 2 people were detained.
Oh, wait, bro, it's fucking 9/11 today. It's September 11th. Oh, shit. This is kind of like we're just kind of fed up of commemorating that, aren't we? This is kind of like the final push.
And released. According to the governor, he believes they are looking for one person. He calls this a political assassination and intimated that if this person is caught, the death penalty could be sought in this case. Now, we are told by Utah officials that there are now multiple crime scenes based, we're told, on where the suspect and the victim traveled. Now, I want to take you through what we know.
So language doesn't matter. It's not allowed to urge people to ease up on their rhetoric. You can do that if you want. Like if you want truth for the sake of truth and say, well, actually, they're not Nazis. They're just fascists. They're just 21st century fascists. That's fine. Okay? That makes me really happy. I love that for you. Stop acting like it's going to change fucking anything. Stop acting like it's going to change anything. There will always be one Twitter user that these guys will find and use that as an excuse to go after every mainstream Democrat politician they possibly can. Like, stop acting like it's going to change anything. These guys are setting the tone. They are they are leading the charge. They're everything. It's all like they dictate, okay, and we just follow. We just respond. Like that's what MAGA does, right? It's my relationship with MAGA as a fucking content creator. It's how Americans relate to them. That's what they do.
I have some video that was shot from inside a building in the immediate aftermath of that shot.
We don't have to play their game. Who's playing their fucking game, dude? Who's playing their game? Find me one Democrat lawmaker who is playing this game, who's coarsening the discourse and putting fucking targets on people's backs, making stupid jokes when people die and shit. Hang on. Wait. Bookmarks. Get my bookmarks. Charlie Kirk calls for his audience to post bail for Pelosi's attacker. The guy who attacked Pelosi with a fucking hammer and shit. Was that what he did? Pelosi and her husband.
Politico says I mean, I'm looking at Politico.com. I'm looking at the New York Times. I'm looking at all these places, and there's a little bit of mention here. For example, Politico says top Republicans reject any link between GOP rhetoric and Paul Pelosi assault. Of course you should reject any link. Why is the Republican Party, why is the conservative movement to blame for gay schizophrenic nudists that are hemp jewelry makers breaking into somebody's home, or maybe not breaking into somebody's home? Why are we to blame for that exactly? And why is he still in jail? Why is he not been...
What, the people who call everyone fucking traitors and communists and fucking hang Mike Pence and accusing random citizens of engaging in like criminal mastermind voter fraud? Yeah, why are they to blame for people getting a little bit fucking antsy with their... Dude.
And bailed out. By the way, if some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like $30,000 or $40,000. Bail him out and then go ask him some questions. I wonder what his bail is. They're going after him with attempted murder, political assassination, all this sort of stuff. I'm not qualifying it. I think it's awful. It's not right. But why is it that in Chicago you're able to commit murder and be out the next day? Why is it that you're able to trespass, second-degree murder, arson, threat of public official, cashless bail? This happens all over San Francisco, but if you go after the Pelosi's, oh, you're let out immediately.
In this clip, he goes on to say the Pelosi thing was awful. They never show that, obviously. Okay. Yeah, he said it was awful, really. He said it was awful that someone tried to kill a fucking lawmaker. Bro, most people wouldn't really have their position shifted if he added that in, because most people are not 4 years old, okay? Most people do not listen to or like watch a scene where a fucking domestic abuser like berates the shit out of their partner, makes them feel useless, makes them feel like fucking human shit, gaslights them, but then reminds them at the very end of the rant that they love them, right? Most people aren't fooled by that. Again, Trump spending fucking an hour giving people all of the building blocks that they needed to go and decide that the only option they had was to go and storm the Capitol, and people chanting fucking hang Mike Pence. But because he wedged in a little peacefully and patriotically, and then people are like, oh, wow, funny you don't mention the peacefully and patriotically, as if that negates the rest of the entire hour of his speech or the rest of the fucking month that he was gassing people up, and knowing that he was gassing people up and then continuing to do the same behavior that resulted in people getting gassed up. Fucking idiots, man.
You see people running. Of course, when one shot is fired on a campus in this country, people suspect a campus shooter. They suspect that there will be more rounds fired. There were not. But in that video, you can see one person running on a rooftop. Now, if that person running was the shooter, they would probably have been positioned on top of the Losi building, which is about 200 yards away from where Charlie Kirk was sitting. There is a direct line of sight across the roof of another building to Kirk. Now, that building, the Losi building, is connected to another building by an elevated walkway. It is easy to access. There's just a railing that somebody could jump over. And in the hours after the shooting, there was police tape, police activity on that roof. So that is where we suspect that the shot was fired from. At about 12:36, so maybe 15 or 16 minutes after the shooting, an officer called in a description of a suspect. He's wearing jeans, black shirt.
To defend the fact that it was likely a left-winger who did this, while at the same time trying to establish a justification for his death. It's kinda ghoulish, mate.
Thanks for the £10. I don't think I'm denying that it was probably a left-winger who did it. What, because I read one chatter saying it was a Groper? And where's the justification for his death? Are you fucking retarded? Sorry, I don't know how much clearer I need to make it. You don't kill people in America in a fucking democracy over politics. You don't do that. I was against people shooting fucking Trump, let alone Charlie Kirk. What are you talking about? I'm just not playing this fucking game where MAGA will just act like they're so shocked by this coarsening of rhetoric and try to blame this on people who've gone fucking above and beyond to avoid going into this kind of like territory. And then just constantly act like all the concessions need to come from Democrats, center-left people, social democrats, everyone else. Meanwhile, they just keep on. The wrecking crew on the fucking Republican side just keeps on going. No, I'm not letting them do that. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Black mask, long rifle, described as being on top of a building. Now, we also heard from Utah officials that they do have some security camera footage of the person they believe to be the suspect, but those officials were eager to point out that that video is perhaps not of the best quality. So that is what we are working with now. And listen, people who were at this event said there was security, sure, but there was more security for somebody rushing at Kirk with a knife, not necessarily somebody shooting from 200 yards away from the top of a building. Kate.
Nick Watt, thank you for being there. Really appreciate it. John.
All right, with us now, CNN senior law enforcement analyst, former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. Andy, nice to see you this morning. As Nick points out, 17 hours now into this manhunt. What needs to be happening?
What's this? Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, please. Right. Why don't you start with the President of the United States?
Oh, yeah, okay. I remember. She was asked about Dems toning down their rhetoric. Fucking Dems. Bro.
Oh, please. Right. Why don't you start with the President of the United States? Right? And every ugly meme he has posted and every ugly word. Oh, please.
Straight to the point. I didn't expect her to say that. Did not expect that. Hello, Aaron.com.
Order to catch this perpetrator.
Yeah, so first of all, John, you're absolutely right to start with the clock. The clock is not your friend if you are in the middle of this investigation. As Nick mentioned, every hour that goes by,
Wait, how long ago was it when a Democrat politician was actually murdered by a right-winger in America? Wasn't there that guy who went on a fucking spree? It was like 2 months ago, wasn't it? Jan 6. No, it was not Jan 6. It was this year. Was it Minnesota or it was a northern state, wasn't it? Melissa Hortman. Tim Walz has reportedly backed out, but he was slated to headline the Twin Cities No Kings protest today. Protest in quote marks. Nice one. Total shocker that smearing a duly elected president who won an overwhelming electoral mandate, overwhelming, dude, as a fascist or a king leads to violent political radicalization. Remember, if you call Republicans fascist, they think that you're responsible for stoking for fanning the flames. And I think this was because, yeah, was it Minnesota politician killed? Melissa Hortman, yeah. Democratic Party. Yeah, she died, yeah. Ugh! Was it a shooter or like a stat? It was a shooting, right? And where is the profile of the guy who killed her? There were more. Yeah, this guy went on a fucking little spree, didn't he? Vance Bolter.
This is what happens when politics turn into team sports for the unfulfilled. Tragic.
Thanks for the €10. He had a list. Texted his wife, prepare for war. Religious zealotry. Yeah, this guy was a right-winger. But I guess before it emerged that he was a right-winger, Charlie Kirk was trying to blame Tim Walz for it. It's fucking mental, man. Absolutely insane.
Killer gets further away, has a better opportunity to seek shelter, support, things like that, and of course to travel. So what needs to be happening, there are kind of two fronts on this investigation right now. There's, of course, the crime scene, and they're going to want to exploit every aspect that they possibly can for investigative leads. The most important location being, of course, where we think the shooter delivered those rounds from. They may still be thinking that that location is the roof, the part of the roof that we saw taped off. And if that's the case...
Oh, this is the guy, wasn't it? Vance Bolter. Top Democrat in the Minnesota House and her husband, wounding a state senator and his wife, pleaded not guilty Thursday in federal court. 6 counts of murder, federal death penalty. Largest manhunt in Minnesota history. Yeah, because this guy had a lot of content, didn't he? Motivations remain murky. Evangelical Christian, politically conservative views, struggling to find work. Long lists of politicians in Minnesota and or other states, all or mostly Democrats. If you hadn't ignored my super chat, you'd have another example too, LOL. Oh. There's just so many of them. They're coming in fast today. Ryan Walsh. In Pennsylvania, the governor's mansion was set on fire. Okay. Oh yeah, Tim Walz was on the list. Jesus.
They'll be going over it with a fine-tooth comb. The next piece is expanding out from that shooter's perch, and that is obtaining any potential piece of video capture that is anywhere in the area that could lead to that roof. So you're not just looking for video of the roof, you're looking for every hallway, every parking garage, everything in which where somebody could have traveled in front of a camera in an effort to get there. And everyone who's picked up on that video has to be located, has to be identified, located, and interviewed. You're going to want to look then further out towards vehicles that entered and exited the campus, and particularly that parking garage. If they have that sort of coverage on their parking facilities, they're going to identify those vehicles. They're going to identify the owners of every single one of them, wherever they may be, and interview those people as well. While this crime scene, this expansive crime scene work is going on, the Bureau is also going to be working with Mr. Kirk's security team and his business associates to understand as much as they can about his communications and any communications he may have received that were threatening. In this day and age, that can be a lot, right? He was a guy with a big social media presence, a provocative person. And so they are going to try to identify all of those communications that seem even remotely threatening and trace them back to their to the people who made those, and hopefully identify and interview people out of that batch as well. It's a very broad, very broad aperture they're working with right now, but unfortunately that's what they're stuck with.
So broad, particularly because this was a public event. It was meant to attract as many people as possible. There was nothing secretive about the location or, in fact, the movement surrounding the event itself. Andy, there is someone who carried out an assassination of a prominent political figure on the run this morning. How dangerous could this individual still be?
Hey, Lonerbox, thanks for the $6.99 Canadian. Hey, Lonerbox, did you say the bulletproof vest theory? They say Kirk's vest deflected the bullet into his neck. Might have been better off without one. Okay. Dude, wow. Okay, that's insanely... Listen, if you say, like, intergalactically retarded shit, I appreciate the dono, but I'm gonna still call you retarded. I'm sorry. Bro, what? What are you trying... I don't even... Whatever. You got me.
The danger presents...
It's like, you know, in The Simpsons, Mr. Burns, he's got like so many diseases that none of them can actually like establish any dominance in his body, so he's fine. It's like that in my head, but with like insults. I'm just... None of them are coming out. They're all just kind of wedging each other, squeezing out in my mouth.
...by that subject is limitless. This is a person who engaged in a exceedingly violent act of violence in front of thousands of people, and was able to pull it off with a high degree of skill. There was planning that went into this, in the acquiring of the weapon and transportation to the location, in knowing how to escape, figuring out escape routes, and then of course the training that goes into delivering a shot like that. It's not impossible, and in a place where, a place like Utah that has a pretty expansive gun culture, there's a lot of hunters and sport shooters in the state, so there are potentially a large pool of people who have the skills to be able to do that. But this person knows that capture means certain prison for the rest of your life under the best circumstances. It could also mean the death penalty. So facing those kind of stakes This person wants to get away more than anything else in the world. And anyone who gets in, who obstructs him in his escape, is someone who's taking their life in their hands.
And the clock.
Okay. Well, I guess there's not much else to do for now. There's some FBI statements. There's like 2 updates. There's news coverage. But primarily, though, in order of importance, I guess we have to go through all of the American idiot reactions, don't we?
All right, everyone, you are watching live now from Fox. Again, we appreciate everyone continuing to join us during this breaking news of Charlie Kirk, dead at the age of 31, shot and killed at a rally in Utah. And now we are learning that the suspect, well, there is no suspect right now under custody because...
There's a video by an ex-sniper analyzing the shot if you want. Listen, you don't need to tell me how sniping jobs work, okay? Listen, he got shot in the neck and he died. That's...
The police says they had someone detained. They were questioning that person, but that person has now been released. So that is the new information that we have. It's been really a back and forth between the FBI, the local police officials there on the ground, and we are still waiting for more of a clear direction from this investigation. But this was the moments just a little bit ago, and the governor as well as the police giving their update and saying at the time that they did have someone detained, but unfortunately, that is not true anymore. That person has now been released. So we will keep an eye on this for you right here on Live Now from Fox. All right, moving on. I want to take you now out to the White House because we are getting word that we have some video now of President Trump with a recorded statement on the passing of Charlie Kirk. Let's listen in.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica.
The back window move. Stop.
Young,
he's dying. Okay, I understand. Yeah.
Beloved children and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense.
Something just flash. I can't stop.
On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible
By the way, rhino traitor, radical left, communist. Fuck, bro, dude.
The terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler.
Trump is not, remember, Trump is very clear. He's very clear. He's not saying we need to tone down the rhetoric. He's saying you need to tone down the rhetoric. You. Meanwhile, fucking what? Listen. This is the world, okay? And I will explain this in a Weimar Republic analogy, okay? Because I have read the Spark Notes recently, okay? Buck. Here are the Social Democrats, okay? They're an analogy for the Democrats, right? Here, the KPD, and here are the Nazis. See, it's a left-right spectrum, okay? And for the purpose of this analogy, Social Democrats did engage in some violence, okay? They had their own little militant wing. But at the end of the day, really, these two guys, the KPD, the Nazis, they want democracy to fall. They are anti-Weimar Republic, okay? They don't want the Weimar Republic to survive. They want it to collapse. They fucking hate it. They want their own versions of authoritarian rule. The SPD are trying to keep it standing, okay? So when you get into this world where Nazis and KPD people are fucking trashing the institutions and the system that they live in and trying to destroy it and being insanely violent in their rhetoric and in their actions and very authoritarian and very, like, not even shy about their ambitions. But then some fucking Nazi guy dies, okay? And you know what the Nazis do? They say, wow, hey, excuse me, this would never have happened had you communists not been so rabid with the rhetoric. And the SPD are sitting here like, yeah, I guess the communists are being a bit mental. And the Nazis are sitting there thinking like, when they say communists, they're doing this, right? They're doing this. They will always lump you together. Okay, do you see the analogy I'm making here? What we have here is we have Republicans, Trump, and we have Democrats, liberals, social democrats, and we have crazy commie fucks on Twitter. And really, when you look at the power balance, it's not like this at all, okay? It's not like this in the fucking slightest. These guys are the fucking president. These guys are opposition, and these guys are on fucking Twitter. They have no power. They have nothing. They have nothing. And you're gonna act like this is all like, oh, we all need to really soften the tone. No, bro. These guys need to fucking chill. They need to stop doing this shit. Just because these guys are fucked does not mean that you can act like there's any kind of fucking parity happening here. That's why, and again, there have been studies on this. When you look at terrorism in the United States, you know, people actually do studies on whether or not left-wing or right-wing people dominate terrorist actions in the United States. You would never guess who dominates terrorist action in the United States the last 20 years. It's fucking right-wingers. It's right-wingers. It's people going into fucking shopping centers, fucking fueled on great replacement theory, going to shoot people. It's fucking January 6th where they tried to literally overthrow the government because this fucking tangerine-tinted fucking retard thought he won the election and decided to go against every fucking Republican loyalist that he could because they were like, yeah, we support you. We just need like a little bit of evidence, please. And then Trump goes on Twitter, calls them traitors, calls them enemies of the fucking nation and enemies of the Republican Party. And then lo and behold, within 24 hours, you get a bunch of fucking redneck inbred fucking mutants outside their doors with guns, making their fucking kids shit the bed and cry and having fucking nightmares. And they have to move house. And then another Republican doesn't come through for Trump. And then Trump is like, oh, well, seems that whenever I call a Republican a traitor, my fucking mutant mob of morons comes and descends upon these people like a ton of bricks. You know, I guess that, you know, maybe I'll just do that. All I need to do is call them rhinos and traitors. I guess that results in quite a lot of political action. And then he goes and does a fucking speech and talks about how, oh, no shit, here's like 59 minutes about how no one's going to help. You got stiffed. You've got betrayed by black.
With understanding Nazi Germany,
fuck off.
Hitler and his
Trump's going to be like, you got 59 minutes going, oh yeah, you got betrayed by black, coke-dealing, hustling, ballatier, fraud fucks, random women passing around a stick of gum or whatever. You got stiffed by the media. You got stiffed by the Democratic Party. You got stiffed by the fucking institutions. You got stiffed by my Supreme Court judges. But we're going to go down to the Capitol. We're going to show strength. We got all the fucking power in the world. We're going to take it back. But also, peacefully. And then when they're fucking breaking down the barricades and shattering the fucking glass and barging into the building, Trump's like, stay peaceful, keep being peaceful when you're not being peaceful. Excuse me, while I guzzle some fucking Diet Coke down my decrepit terminal fucking gizzard. Dude. And every time there's some fucking right-wing terror attack in the United States, it gets in the news for what? Like Like a few days? No one gives a fuck. I forgot about that Minnesota politician who got fucking attacked by some crazy evangelical, like, right-wing nutter. I forgot about that. Because their reaction is one of, like, we'll yap about it a little bit until it's proven that they're definitely right-wing, and then we're gonna be like, how are we to blame? The personal responsibility. There should have been more good guys with guns there, I guess. Like Utah, which is an open carry. Fuck me. And do you know what happens? Again, I guarantee you, liberal media is also complicit. You are a fucking retard, okay? You are the dumbest cunt. Liberal media is the most, like, well-behaved, generous, fucking... Actually, yeah, they are complicit. Because they let people get away with this. This is going to be the liberal media's universal fucking response. This is why, you know what, like when Piers Morgan has to take on fucking Destiny when he makes fun of some dude getting shot. Because he's like the only Democrat supporter who will do that. He's the only one, apparently, in that entire country of 330 million people who goes down that road. Everyone else, universally, and not to mention the legislators will do this for Charlie Kirk.
Blind and stupid. Dennis and his party are. You know, I wonder if you know anything about economics at all.
Mr. Robbins, your view.
Well, now that Michael has allowed me to get a word in, I have to say I've never heard such rubbish. And to think that this man is in the government is quite frightening. I resent that snide remark. It's exactly the kind of thing I have come to expect from your kind of politician. My kind of politician. If only the public knew to what depth some people will stoop when they enter the house. This is the kind of politician who will be greatly missed. A great parliamentarian of our time, and a close personal friend. I am heartbroken.
Do you see what I'm saying? And because the fact is that by the same token of like the brain of a high school bully, these guys don't see it when it comes from themselves, or they pretend not to, or they don't care, or they think it's righteous. But they see some people on Twitter celebrating Charlie Kirk's death with no power, and then they will just blame it on the entire Democratic Party. Like, it's just... Look at this fucking, this absolute psycho as well.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am...
Fucking why, bro? What? Why?
Devastated. My kids have called panicking. All the kids of every conservative in the country call panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
Then by that logic, do Republicans own the shooting of the two Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota?
Absolutely not.
Political...
Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking
We
a
don't
serious
know what
question.
condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
No, I'm asking
not at all.
You said
this is 100. This is deliberate, right? This is the deliberate actions of someone who wants her side, enjoys it when her side is violent, or at best doesn't care. Like that's like, this is like actually abuse. That she's human shielding. She is gonna fucking gather Charlie Kirk's fucking bones out of the ground and wave them in front of any fucking media accountability for the next fucking 10 years.
No, this is on... Democrats own this.
But isn't there a problem with political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. That's the subject of...
We're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. We'll get back to you on that right-wing violence at some point. Yeah, at some point. Why are you not acknowledging the fact that this is most likely a left-wing attacker? Oh, I'm sorry. Listen, in case you guys aren't aware, there are about 365 days in a year, 7 days in a week, 24 hours in a day. If you get shot in the neck, you'll probably die, most likely. The shooter was most likely a left-winger. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, it's quite a high likelihood, prick. What else do you want to know?
This that we're talking about right now. Democrats own this 100%. I'm going to say...
Why? Why? Oh, God.
Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others. Radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God.
He opposes all of these things. It's so fucking transparent, dude. Oh, God. But listen, we can't compare any of this to Nazi shit, you know? There's no similarity whatsoever.
God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before. And it's not even close.
This was from 2020 in America. Maybe there's been an enormous fucking shift. This is during BLM. Right-wing terror has always exceeded. Like, right-wing is the light blue one there. Religious is red, and then left-wing is the green one. I mean, okay. Again, it's literally like social media fucking doom scroll brain. It's just people like, they think reality is just. They think like their fucking social media feed is just an accurate representation and a proportionate representation of all reality. Was that USA? Yes. Like, if this were Hassan getting shot by a fucking right-winger, they would just be like, they just call it mental illness, you know? Like, this Republican's just mentally ill. Right, order of importance. Who else do we have? Oh, let's just go random. H3.
Ends the video. The whole capstone on the video is him being like, oh, an H3 crew, I have something important to say. Go fuck yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amateur hour. That's all he's got.
That was my thing, is like, well, we'll
get to it.
Yes.
But also,
Trump's
get to
speech
it.
sounded better.
also, I want to say at the very top here is that what happened to Charlie Kirk this morning was horrific. I deeply condemn it in all possible terms. Anyone celebrating this in any way should be forever shamed, forever vilified. It's just horrible, and it's different, by the way, when you hear somebody was shot, and then when there's a close-up video of it, which I saw the close-up video, and I was breathless. I mean, it was just horrifying. And this is someone who's in our space, right? And, you know, there are people making these types of death threats.
He is actually like, at least, he's only like 1 or 2 steps removed from most streamers. Like, most streamers know someone who's met Charlie Kirk. That's kind of crazy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's exactly the reason we haven't done live shows.
H3's chat was very respectful too. Yeah, because these guys represent the average Democrat, like center-left person's position on this. Like, just so you guys know, right? Like I said, I mean, when we need to talk about this Democrat violence, and meanwhile, like H3 and shit. H3, like, they're quite edgy, you know, but they're just gonna thoughts and prayers and be respectful and say you shouldn't do this, and it's all gonna be very uncontroversial. And Democrat and MAGA will treat these people the same way they treat fucking tankies. Like, they'll just do it.
This is a total inevitability.
Yeah.
We don't know who shot. I think, is the gunman still at large? They thought it was some old dude, but now it seems like it
might be the old guy. It might not be.
Seems unclear at the moment.
Yeah. I feel like an old guy doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know old people are engaged with Charlie Kirk that much. But who knows? We'll find out. But the guy, he has 2 kids. He has a daughter and a 1-year-old son.
And a wife.
A wife. And I'm against political violence in all forms, in any case, in any situation, right? And someone who's Charlie Kirk, who I'm deeply ideologically opposed to, is still a fucking, you know...
Doesn't matter.
Exactly. I mean, listen, if this is the world you want to live in, then this is not just going to affect Charlie Kirk. I know a lot of leftists, and probably a lot of leftists who are foaming at the mouth about me, are probably thinking that I'm just as bad as he is. And frankly, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable going outside. I'm scared for myself and my family. And, you know, when I say that, these guys like to laugh about it. And it's like, when does the laughter stop? It's disturbing. And I know that none of you in our chat will be celebrating this or saying anything positive about it. I know you guys are on the same page as me, and don't give in to any desire to think this is a good thing. I know our chat is going to be respectful. I know you guys are the best. I mean, we know, man.
But needless to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, we're not going to allow it. If anybody wants to make a joke about this,
no, they'll be permanently.
That will not be allowed.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't think you're going to see much activity like that. And this is also why when Luigi fucking assassinated the CEO, I personally was one of the few people that was like, or on the left was like, this is unequivocally fucked up.
Yeah.
This is bad. This person is a murderer. This is political violence. And this is not something that we should ever celebrate. And you look back at the coverage of them, and everybody on the left is kind of like dabbing this dude up.
Thirsting for him, flat out.
Thirsting for him, which is normal for murderers. So the thirsting thing is kind of its own separate, strange psychological phenomenon.
I've personally seen people having like a picture of him in their phone case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or ads, fake ads on Instagram.
I don't know.
So this is something that I've been against, obviously, and even in that case, I thought it was horrific. This is not, and well, like I said at the time,
this is insufferable. What are you talking about? Again, like, I think it's just worth reminding people that this is the average center-left Democrat response. This is what this will be. That Nancy Mace fucking psycho is going to tell it that this is on people like him. You know, people were saying that he was making it about himself. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ethan cried over fucking Gaza. Did people forget that? Okay.
And people on the left were even criticizing me. They go, oh, Ethan was talking bad about Luigi. How much has he changed? That was my point. He went out and murdered this guy, right? What changed? Not a single fucking thing changed. That's not how we enact change. And so I wouldn't recommend watching the video.
Do you disagree with this? I mean, on a personal level, I understand it because, like, I'm in a smaller version of the same boat, you know? Like, if me or Ethan, like, get fucking murked, it's not going to be by a right-winger. I mean, maybe stop the boats, the fucking British right-wingers, who knows? But as it stands now, it seems like the people who have made the most efforts to get me hurt are left-wingers. I don't know if I ever told you guys, or maybe showed you. I've mentioned it before. I don't know if I've actually showed it. But yeah, obviously, because Ethan might be looking at a lot of the same people who are celebrating Charlie Kirk getting killed, and they're probably a lot of the same people or the same rhetoric or the same profile pictures or whatever as the ones who are wanting him to die, right? And obviously he's a big name, so that's like a lot of people. And what's the golden rule? It only takes one. It only takes one person with one fucking bullet, and you're dead. Like, that's it, over. A life gone. So I can see him feeling that way on a personal level, like especially close to this. But like, it's just if you're going to talk about the broader political landscape, there is a risk, I think, of like making it seem like as if this isn't this like worsening of rhetoric and amplification of violence is not like primarily the baby of the American right. Like, I guess I could show this now because I moved. It's not my address anymore. Let me see. But yeah, like, wait, did I show this? I don't think I showed this before. I can show it now because it's an old address, thankfully. The incompetence of Progressive Victory. I don't think these guys knew that. Wait, why are you freezing? Why are you doing this to me? If you can censor. No, it's just like this was an Instagram story that Gorgeous George decided to put out a little while ago. And it's clear fucking instructions of how to get to my address. Certain YouTuber who thinks the IDF should be allowed to shoot kids in the head. Yeah, that's literally me. I love it when the IDF shoots kids in the head, apparently. Resident of Aberdeen, Scotland, justifies the murder of Palestinian babies, claiming that they are militants. Never actually believed or said that. This is not abstract stuff. These people are not AI. They're not characters. They're physically existing people in the real world. It's like, yeah, this guy wants to get me fucking killed. I don't know why people act like it's a joke. Like it's fucking insane. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, at a personal level, you can understand people seeing like the Charlie Kirk shit and thinking like, well, a lot of the same people celebrating that shit would feel exactly the same way for someone like me or Ethan or whatever else. But at the end of the day, I'm also like a political commentator, you know. So when we're talking about the United States and who is actually responsible for the mad amplification of this kind of rhetoric and action, yeah, that's MAGA. This is MAGA's doing. What was this? Oh god, this absolute fucking loser. Rabbi Shmuley. Rabbi Shmuley decided to make the Charlie Kirk fucking assassination about himself and getting donos. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Donate. Protect Rabbi Shmuley. Today, we witnessed another attempt to silence pro-Israel voices. We're reminded of the constant threats facing Rabbi Shmuley. For years, he has stood boldly for Israel and the Jewish people, yet he has been physically assaulted in Vienna, Miami, Sydney, and even Times Square. The dangers are real. They only continue to grow. To ensure his safety and his ability to continue this vital work, we urgently need to raise funds for cameras, fencing, and professional security personnel. Without these protections, Shmuley and his family remain exposed to unacceptable risk. Dude, this guy is literally like, this is a psyop, right? The amount of things that Rabbi Shmuley does, where he is like, you see every stereotype that a right-winger or an anti-Semite has about Jews, Rabbi Shmuley just listens to it and just like puts in his fucking notebook on his to-do list. Like, what the fuck?
But for me,
you thought it was a fundraiser for Kirk's family. You naive little child. Are you sure it's not fake? No, that's not fake. No. That was all over the shop, that one. Let me double check, actually. I think it was, I'm pretty sure this was real. Yeah, there's a couple of, kind of articles about it. Let's see. Yeah, no, this fundraiser is real. It's from this year. And it's only 1% complete. Yeah, help us protect Shmuley and his work. Being targeted and attacked all over the world. Yeah. He might have published it on 22nd of May. But yeah, this is what he's promoting. He's using Charlie Kirk's thing to promote it. And thankfully, he's only got 9 donations. But, yeah, okay. Bro. Actual fucking lunatic.
It's terrifying.
Did you see Netanyahu's statement? He said, pray for Charlie Kirk or some shit, right? I didn't see any more than that.
I feel like it's such a terrifying moment for everybody, and to understand this is what we've come to, and I can't help but think about the poor wife, you know,
kids. Yeah, we've all been scared. Some of us have been looking into getting our concealed license permit.
Yeah.
But seeing it like that definitely made it more realistic and very scary.
I've avoided watching the video, but I heard Ethan's reaction when he saw it. I was like, I knew that was something you don't see every day.
I was brought to tears then because I don't know. I don't think I need to explain it anymore. But I hope people take this seriously. Anyway, we got Boba.
I think the people who got shocked or reacted to this is like it's they all have a couple of things. Like, well, they either are parents or they actually knew Charlie personally, right? Like that's
And shout out Boba, right?
Yeah.
Makes everything better.
Okay.
Nate, not right now.
Nick, be respectful, man.
Come on, Nate. God.
All right, without further ado, let's shake that off. We have a big, fun episode planned. This is my favorite types of content to make, period.
Does this kind of stuff ever make you want to avoid doing public events? Not really. The thing that makes me want to avoid doing public events is that I just don't really like people. When I was in Tel Aviv, at that meetup, the one where Destiny allegedly gave people instructions on how to commit war crimes without getting caught or whatever. So obviously when I was there, I just thought I would go to my little group and hang out with them because I had a little group of my own community there. But then a bunch of the people just started like swarming around me and they made a circle around me because people wanted to ask me questions or get selfies and all that shit. So we basically had like 2 moving spheres, like 2 moving orbits, Destiny and me. And yeah, Sev had to scare them away by speaking Arabic very loudly, coming up to me. But I was surrounded by that crowd, and I was like, bro, I've come to think of it, I've said some pretty unhinged shit about Israel at different times, you know? And I think one of the first questions I was asked was about like Israel's public facing or whatever the fuck, and how to remedy it or whatever the fuck. And I think I opened my answer with, well, as someone who hates Israel a lot less than I used to, like, but nah, I don't know. Or being outside a checkpoint that's literally fucking covered in black because of a Molotov cocktail that was thrown at it a few days earlier. Being like swarmed by a bunch of fucking little kids in the West Bank. Like, and again, it's just kids, right? But this was, I think maybe the person who was showing us around told us a story about a week earlier about a kid who got shot for trying to stab a soldier, right? And I'm like, walking around looking very Western and like, oh no, yeah, there's a few moments, or like when you're, or even with that fucking settler guy, that was the worst. Yeah, so I don't know, like, yeah, I've had a few moments where I've thought like, yeah, like one wrong move, like, yeah, and something really bad could happen. But I don't know. I think life is generally too short to miss out on doing things on the risk that you get killed. I don't know. Generally. But I don't know, moments like this make me think of a little bit of fucking, were there any other moments in my town though? What, besides the Hamas flags? No, not really. Park Awesome was very quiet and chill.
Point blank.
Yeah. Before this happened, right before the show, leading up to it, we were all like, today is our biggest party.
I was hyped.
It is a party today.
I was so hyped when I heard he's working on a video about his haters. I was like, this is going to be good. And it was better, aka worse, than I even imagined. It couldn't. Have you watched it, Tom?
No, I'm excited.
Wow.
Tom was also beefing with Anissa. Anissa came for Galia and Tom for some reason on Twitter.
And I'm glad she did, because I got to show off my skills of shitting on people.
Oh my God.
Violated her. Actually,
Absolutely
let's start
amazing.
by looking at those.
Absolutely, let's go.
Your tweets, phenomenal.
I mean, you come at the king, you best not miss.
Yeah. They don't know about Tom.
They don't know about.
Okay. AB's monologue about being mixed Arab and Irish. I'm good, dude. It's too long. I mean, yeah, being Arab in a Western country kind of fucking sucks sometimes. What can I say? Whether it's people blaming you for 9/11 or people I don't know, thinking you're a groomer, rapist. People purity testing you on fucking Israel-Palestine. Yeah, not good. Self-hating Arab, dude. Please don't be Arab. Please don't be Arab. Please. Guy who shot Charlie Kirk. Please don't be Arab. AB confessed to being a Judas live on the... Shut up. Maybe later. Okay. Hassan Piker.
Was it point blank or from afar? I have no idea.
Oh, we need the chat for this. I don't know. We need the chat.
Disavow quickly and vehemently for your own safety? Yeah, no shit, dude. What the fuck do you mean? Of course. I don't think you guys understand. I was supposed
for your own safety. Dude. Oh, God. It's fucking 2016 alt-right like disavow.
to debate him in a public setting like a month from now. Obviously, like even aside from the principle of it all, no shit. It's also
I don't think Hassan is the kind of guy to like. Hassan's created a monster. That's his problem. I think he actually is a bit more normal than what he espouses, like the rhetoric and shit like that. I think a lot of the rhetoric he just kind of says because he thinks it's like because people who are smarter than him have said it, and it like makes him feel fucking good about himself. I don't know. Let's see.
What's up, Charlie? How you doing?
You gotta send me commission on all the YouTube videos you make about me.
Anyway,
oh no. Oh, not that.
I genuinely think he's terrified.
Not that. No way. Okay. Damn. Charlie died winning.
For my own personal safety as well. The fuck? I'm also, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm also a public figure who does political commentary, who was supposed to debate Charlie Kirk in a public setting at Dartmouth University a month from now. I assume it's not going to happen now, obviously.
This is before he's found out that he's actually dead. Yeah, okay.
UVU, I go to UVU and I got this emergency message, UVU alert. A single shot was fired on campus towards a visiting speaker. Police are investigating now, suspect in custody. Yeah, that debate is canceled. Yeah. I don't think that debate is happening any longer, chatters. What the fuck? Stop going to public events, bro, for real? Yeah. Bro, cancel your public events. Hogs are going to want revenge. What do you mean? Supposedly that I'm going to guess there has to be Hasanabe heads that were there. Can they report it? There's some Hasanabe heads here, but yes, the Dartmouth debate was supposed to happen in 15 days from now. I was supposed to debate Charlie Kirk in 15 days at Dartmouth University. But obviously that's not going to happen any longer, I suspect. Here's footage of the man that allegedly shot Charlie Kirk.
That's really good. Yeah, turns out not to be him. I thought that yesterday as well. It's probably
They're suspecting. That's what it seems like.
Yes, we're very proud. We're very proud of your "what a mofo does to get out of a debate" jokes. Yes, well done.
It's like an old dude. You know what's going to be safest for you, but I think chatters are saying that hogs don't think straight and will want revenge against you for some reason. People just wanting you to be careful. Revenge isn't another commentator, not that you had anything to do with it in particular. Stay safe. Yes, no, I understand that. Yes, chatters, Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck. I watched it. I watched a video. It looks it's just, he gets shot. There's only one footage that we've seen, one piece of footage that we've seen so far. It's this one where you briefly see it and the camera moves.
He hasn't seen the full one yet. Okay.
Camera pans away.
He hasn't seen the
right after he gets shot.
Fuck.
But there is a screenshot from the photo where there's a screenshot from the footage that shows that there's like blood coming out of his neck. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know anything beyond that. This is the most insane fucking situation. We have no additional evidence or no news beyond the fact that the police have already said that it was a single shot that was fired at UVU. Police said there's a worse clip on Twitter from the front row. Send that to me as well. But my point is, he gets shot and he gets shot in the neck, and the campus police statement on it was single shot fired against event speaker, and the shooter has been the suspect has been apprehended. So that leads me to believe that most likely the guy that shot him was probably the old guy, because he is the guy that has been apprehended. Candace Owen says, everyone, please stop what you're doing and pray for Charlie Kirk, please. There is a close-up. There is a closer footage of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck here as well, where you can he's dead. Oh, my God. He's definitely dead. Oh, my God. I can't believe I just saw that. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, he definitely got shot in the neck. Oh, my God. Oh, fuck. He definitely got shot in the neck. Oh, my God.
Okay, we get one joke. This is my face when I realize I've just dodged a slightly challenging debate. Okay, there we go. All right. Read his chat. It's like there's lots of fucking monkas. Crossed fingers, Keck W. Now I'll pray for trans kids instead. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
This must be like really close to home for him as well, because they were obviously going to be... They've met before, like at least twice, and they were going to debate again, like within a month.
Oh, yeah. No, that footage... That you do not want to see that. You do not want to see that. You do not want to see that. That footage, the close-up footage shows very clearly immediately blood pouring out of his jugular. He gets shot in the neck, blood pouring out of his jugular, like an unimaginable amount of blood pouring out of his jugular. There is very, very little chance that he survived that. I don't know. I don't know if he did, but it doesn't seem like it.
Just
oh my God.
This here to keep this message on the banner. Don't bother watching the close-up video. It's fucked up and there's nothing for you to gain from watching it.
Yeah, obviously. Like if that stuff has any effect on you, just don't bother. Don't look for it. Don't go on Twitter for a while. Yeah.
God, that was fucking devastating. Holy shit. I don't know what to say. Oh my Lord. Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy fuck, America is so absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
Fox News is covering it now.
At least one person in chat got it. Please don't be trans.
So not even 30 minutes ago, 29 minutes ago, he had posted images of himself before this huge crowd at Utah Valley University there outside of Provo. And he said, we're so back. You could see there was enthusiasm. He was passing hats around. You can watch him on video. This was posted half an hour ago of him doing that and greeting this crowd. He is somebody that
people said his chat was actually worse than this. I don't know. Hard to feel bad for a man that would have had me rot in a foreign concentration camp. Guns, no mental health. Ideological enemy, but human nonetheless. Yeah, like what's the big deal? Fucked around and found out. Hate the guy and that was horrible to watch. Only fuels their fire, makes them a martyr. Twitter going crazy, civil war, gun control. Okay. Good luck, buddy. Okay.
The Trump campaign, as Kristen was noting, utilized very effectively to harness his leadership in this conservative activist movement, again with young people, young men specifically. We've talked about this.
Emotes only, okay.
A lot when we look back. Charlie Kirk is the heart of that effort. They relied on him and his organization a lot for their ground game in a lot of the states around the country. And so this is somebody who obviously has a huge voice inside conservative American politics, a big Trump supporter, but obviously now in this really unfortunate, horrific experience is going to be at the center of a conversation about political violence, I would imagine, that we're going to be having in the aftermath of this horrific event.
Oh, certainly. And there's a lot of reason to be concerned right now as we do not know his status. We don't know how he's doing, and we're awaiting word certainly of that. As you mentioned, it says a lot about where we are as a nation when it comes to violence in politics. Can you talk a little bit about...
Why aren't these unhinged people banned in chat? I can't really see the unhinged people. Do they just not appear on the replay, or would it show up on his screen? I don't know.
What he was doing in Utah. He was going to universities to speak to young people.
Yeah, and organizing them. And again, that's why I was literally, you can just bring it up from his Twitter page a little while ago. You can see
what happened
it's
to
not
him?
Just like sometimes.
Charlie Kirk was doing an event, one of the classic events that he does, like a Change My Mind style event at Utah, at a campus on Utah, at UVU campus. He was sitting under a tent. One shot rings out, and immediately his jugular opens up, and
oh yeah, I can see them now. There's a couple of them. Like was like America KKK live streaming a genocide. There's something there about fascist down. Let's go. Okay. Pack watch. Okay.
At UVU campus,
it's nice to speak to young people.
I don't know. You guys might not like this, but they're like there's some of this sentiment which seems nasty is actually what I kind of agree with. And people are saying like I can't, like how am I going to feel sorry for someone who was so involved and so complicit in this like amping up of rhetoric? Well, bro, yesterday I was out with a few friends. One of them was trans, and we were talking about this event, and I'm just like it's quite weird for me to stand next to someone who is literally like if Charlie Kirk actually could, he would have you in like forced conversion therapy. Like, and there's like someone standing next to me, and I'm like, that would happen to you if Charlie Kirk had his way, for no fucking like no reason, no science, no nothing, no fucking diversity of opinion. It's just he would just torture you for no reason if he could. So I'm just like, bro, what do you want me to do? Like, fuck.
Yeah, and organizing them. And again, that's why I was...
Like, politics it's real life at the end of the day. It's not just like fun and games doing these debates and streaming and shit. But,
literally, you can just bring it up from his Twitter page a little while ago. You can see...
What happened
it's
to
not
him?
Just like... Sometimes
Charlie Kirk was doing an event, one of the classic events that he does, like a Change My Mind style event at Utah, at a campus on Utah, at UVU campus. He was sitting under a tent. One shot rings out.
Human life is a human life. So yeah, I know it is. I don't think it's like, again, I don't know why people are, am I the autistic person who's like slightly more emotionally complex than half the fucking chat? Like, just because I feel bad about someone dying, or someone's like, kids getting fucking orphaned, or the mother losing her husband and everything, or the parents losing their son, or people losing friends. Like, it's just, at the end of the day, I don't know what you want me to do. If you want me to like sit here and fucking like, do the whole classic, like, he was a great man, he was a great talent and all this. Like no, I'm not going to like just start changing my opinion on someone just because they died. Like, yeah, fuck. No, I'm not okay with Charlie Kirk getting gibbed. What's wrong with you?
And immediately his jugular opens up, and blood is just pouring out of his fucking neck. I saw it. I'm confirming it. I'm telling you right now. There is a very very low likelihood of survival beyond that point. I mean, I don't know what's happened. I don't, it's the most insane thing I've ever seen. The reason why I say it was most likely his jugular is because I've never seen so much blood pour out of someone's neck in real time in like a moment's notice before. It just completely gushes out. Do not watch the video. If you have not seen the video, do not, like, the reason why I watched it is because I wanted to see, the reason why I watched it is because I had to confirm whether
he wasn't
or not.
talking about trans people when he died. He was talking about fucking gun violence or gangs or some shit. What is... They have ammunition from the shooter. Well, post link or get banned, disinfo fucking threats. Get out of here. Where is Hutch, Hassan, Destiny? Well, let's go with my other favorite male role model.
Oh!
Counting gang violence. Great.
Oh! Whoa! Whoa! He's super. Holy. Wait.
Me when I realize I'm about to have the most epic night on Twitter.
Oh!
Counting gang violence. Great.
Me when I realize my next Piers Morgan invite is coming in the mail.
Oh! Whoa! Whoa! He's super. Holy. Okay, well. Let me go make sure my door is locked.
Socialists want to create a society where there is no tyranny. It doesn't mean there will be no...
Wait, why are people saying this? Wait, is YouTube chat trolling me right now? Hello?
This guy is actually such a fucking goblin. Trans people are too mentally ill to be effective soldiers, banned from the military, but they're also master assassins. It's appearing the shooter was a trans radical. Steven Crowder. It's like Wall Street Journal is apparently talking about engraved ammunition. Hassan looked less unhinged than Destiny here. Listen, guys, do you want a heads up? You want me to give you an analysis, okay? There are several reactions that people might have to seeing like something like that, and then one of them might be, another one might be, another one might be, whoa, another one might be, another one might be, ooh, 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 ooh. Do you know what the difference is between all of these reactions? Nothing, okay? People react in different ways to shocking material, okay? It means nothing. It says nothing about their moral prescriptions on what happened. It doesn't mean fucking shit, okay? Stop. If you zero your rifle to infinity and then your bullets will travel to outer space. What? Okay, dude. Are you worried? You should be. Ian Miles Chong. I doubt you'd fit in an elevator, and I live in more than 5 floors up, so you'd probably die trying to climb the stairs. I think I'm safe from you, Chief. That's all good, but the elevators in that building are quite wide. The one thing I learned about America is that when they build those elevators, they are very seriously considering incredibly fat people. Americans have some heavy duty elevators. Like, things I've learned: good guys with guns don't stop tyrannical governments, bad guys with guns. Wow. Polymarket odds on Hassan winning the debate just went up to 45%. Okay. Nancy Mace Ghoul, that's the same clip that we saw, wasn't it? Trump. Hey, it's Elizabeth Warren. Queen. If this happened in Chicago, they'd be B-52s. Okay. Who's this? Post violated the rules. J6er pardoned by Trump. Okay. I'm guessing they were saying something about how we all need to tone down the violence. We need to measure the rhetoric. By we, I mean everyone else. Okay, God fucking that. How much of this is there? Whatever. Too much.
Oh, what? 4 people just said that Charlie Kirk just got shot at a TPUSA event. 12:34.
Wait, he was talking about trans people being mass shooters. Well, someone got fired from MSNBC for Charlie Kirk comments. Oh God, the backlash is unfolding, guys. This is it's like the Enabling Act is being passed all over again. Okay, what's Gaddafi's take? Don't know. What did he say? The environment in which a shooting like this happens, Dowd responded with the following about Kirk. He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. And I think that this is the environment we are in. You can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place. And that's the unfortunate environment we are in. Okay. Audience member said, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Kirk says, too many. Do you know how many mass shooters in America have been in over the last 10 years, counting or not counting gang violence? Okay. Too many. One is too many. Suddenly everything's a social issue, right? Everything can be a social issue with that one is too many. That one simple trick, eh? All right, where's the Wall Street Journal article? 3 historical black universities have been closed today because of terror threats. Wait, where's the fucking Wall Street Journal article? Where'd it go? Oh yeah. Man. Seeing that picture is quite strange, actually. Ad blocker? Fuck! You. So I have to get rid of ad blocker first. And then Arca. Okay. What are you doing to me? We need Prime Kai's official statement. I'd rather... not. Fuck me! Okay, whatever. I'm not watching. Get me it somehow.
4 p.m. Mountain Time. Oh, 2 hours ago? Shots fired at Charlie Kirk event. Shots been fired at a Charlie Kirk event in Utah Valley University. Footage from the scene showed event goers screaming as shots rang out on Wednesday. What is today? That's today. It's 5 minutes ago. Live stream. 25 minutes and 36 seconds.
And so much. So much.
Why the stream cut?
Guys okay? Okay, love you. Be safe. Be safe. Apparently there's been a shooting. I don't know who's been shot. We are here live at Utah Valley State University. I don't know.
Holy fucking XCOM. These guys are under half cover.
New goal chat. Well, thanks for fulfilling the goal, my guys. Wow. The Protect Lonerbox Fund. I would actually make the goal like Protect Lonerbox Fund, but if I do that, it's just gonna... people might not get the joke, you know?
Elevated position? Hell yeah. Oh my god. They got a good vantage point.
That was shots or...
Okay. Crowder posted about the ammo. Okay. Yes, I saw the shooter on the roof. We saw that in the CNN video. Okay. Feli, thanks for the tier 3 sub. That's so generous of you. Ready to eat my Lonerbox branded fair and balanced cereal. Nom 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 nom. True. Jane Socks, thanks for the $10. You can see Hassan take psychic damage because he decides to watch the video off screen while he was live. Yeah, I mean, I did too, right? Fuck, quite a few of us did, it seems. Indiscreet, thanks for the $4.99. Sad for his kids and the students who witnessed it, but he did say he wanted public executions to return and wanted kids to watch them. Yeah, I'm guessing he wanted that for like criminal justice or some shit, like not like the death penalty, not for a political commentator. Bro, listen, stop with this fucking, well, actually, by this policy position that he had. Like, it's like people, oh God, listen, if you think you're smart by saying, well, remember when Charlie Kirk? Remember when Charlie Kirk? Rest in peace. Remember when Charlie Kirk said that it's worth some people dying to have the Second Amendment? You're not a smart person. You are a deeply unserious fucking loser. Like, that argument doesn't even make sense. Like, you're not even being smart. Oh yeah, I think motorcycles, I think it's worth that people have the freedom to ride motorcycles even though they're incredibly fucking dangerous compared to regular transport, right? Oh wow, like so some fucking poor guy who says that gets hit by a motorcycle the next day, or they're in a car and a motorcycle crashes in front of them and then that causes them to crash and they die. Like, but didn't you say that it's worth having motorcycles so that like, it's so fucking dumb, man. You're not a clever person. Oh, it's worth having the First Amendment, you know, even though some people will incite violence and die. Oh, 2 days later, someone gave a thinly veiled incitement to violence that resulted in them getting killed. You did say that the First Amendment was... Okay.
That was fireworks, to be honest, but... Good, how are you doing? Were you able to see anything that happened? Standing right here interviewing people. Hang on. Charlie Kirk got shot? Holy shit, Charlie Kirk got shot. This is unconfirmed. This is for my son who was down there right in front of Charlie Kirk. We're going to go down there and see if we...
Yes, societies tend to make decisions. Societies tend to make decisions about freedoms versus safety, right? Like, it's a very common It's a very common little fucking dichotomy that societies are in. We do it when it comes to free speech. We do it when it comes to freedom to play with stupid fucking toys like motorcycles or guns or whatever. We do it with transport. We do it with so many different things. Okay, fuck. We do it with various sports. And America obviously went completely the way of no nanny state. We'll do what the fuck we want. So, you know.
Wait, I'm so confused. I don't understand why everybody's running. Utah's an open carry, like a constitutional carry state, right? There are so many good guys with guns here. This should be like the safest place in the world to be. Like at least 10% of the students could draw and just kill if there's like a bad guy there, no? Isn't that how it works? They don't let them on campus, right? Isn't that like a no gun zone for schools? I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if you can ban from public areas like that. Can you? Can you bring guns on campus as long as you're not in a building or something? I'm not sure. Damn. Just 2 days ago, I was like, I need to invest in a serious concealed carry.
Oh my god. Go, run.
Wait, did he get shot? I can't tell. There's no blood. I think it's holy shit, not safe for life. Somebody is... Don't play it. You don't really see any blood. Hold on.
Didn't know motorcyclists were an issue in, well, motorcyclists, despite being a fairly small percentage of transport in the United States, they make up apparently 14.6% of all traffic deaths. 6,000 fatalities in 2022.
It kind of looks like he got shot. Bro, all my unfuck America shit. Are you serious? You can wait? I'm just kidding. Not good. Not cool. Did he actually get shot? It kind of looks like he got shot in the fucking neck or head. And it was a single one shot. I don't see anybody nearby. So what, it would have been a rifle? Like at range, I'm assuming?
Guns injure other parties. Yeah, as opposed to the incredibly fast-moving hunk of fucking metal in the road, where there are people on pavements and other people in vehicles that are also moving incredibly fast. Bro, listen, you got it.
Oh, fuck, somebody's closer. Wait, holy shit, is this guy dead? Wait. Oh, shit! Whoa! 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 He's super dead. Holy shit! Okay, well, let me go make sure my door is locked.
Fuck me, man.
Jesus. Holy fuck! He got... It's like, is it your jugular? The one that all the blood comes out of? He's like dead, right? Jesus Christ.
Counting gang violence. Great.
Jesus Christ. Unironically, if that kind of shit fucks you up, people are posting streamables in chat. You're watching a person get shot in the neck and die, and there's a lot of blood, so if that's like a thing that bothers you. God damn. This guy's under arrest. It just sounded like one shot too, right? The man who shot Charlie Kirk, we don't know.
Do you think I'm wrong for feeling bad? I think there's probably something wrong with you if you don't feel like a little bit bad. Like even slightly. But I don't know, maybe I'm just a bit of a softie. Like I said, when I was reading those Al-Qassam obituaries, like some of those made me feel like quite fucking... some of those made me get a fucking lump in my throat. Like the stories of these guys, like especially a lot of the young ones and shit. Yeah, of course.
But do we? I feel like this guy would... Well, I don't know what I'm saying. I was gonna say I feel like he would have killed himself, but maybe not. Who knows? Jesus Christ. Well, this is the first one. Influencer killing. Like this, I guess. Political person. He's insta-dead, right? When people get choked, you can either their like throat and like make them lose like breath, and I think I can take like a minute or two or whatever to make somebody pass out. But if you lose the pressure of blood going to your head, you can pass out in like literally like 2 to 5 seconds. It looks like after he gets
blood to the head, was that carotid artery? Is that what they're talking about there? I don't fucking
shot.
know.
It looks like he almost like instantaneously passes out. He's like gushing blood from his neck. I don't know if that's like a survivable wound ever. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what you would do. Like, so you can't CPR or anything. You can't like pump the heart to get blood to go back into the brain. Maybe if they were in a hospital immediately, you can blood transfuse. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't think that's like a survivable wound unless maybe you're in a hospital. Jesus Christ. Jesus, that's crazy. Oh, I can't do that. I shouldn't do an edgy quote tweet. Somebody just said in YouTube chat, the things Hassan will do to get out of debating is crazy. That's too much. I'm not going to do that.
Again,
Damn.
like everyone made this joke. It was like the most obvious fucking joke. God damn it. It's too obvious. That's why it's not even impressive. It's just so obvious. It's like a collective, whatever.
Jesus Christ.
It's like a hive mind humor.
Oh God, hopefully he wasn't talking about Second Amendment or something.
Oh God, he was. What kind of? Gun violence? Not really.
In the video that's farther away, you can see people look to the right after the shot. Looks like there's somebody far away. Could be. Bullets do weird things as well, though, I think, when they're shot in like open spaces. Like there's going to be like echoes or cracks. So sometimes you can feel like it's coming from one way and not know exactly. Like there could be weird shit, but... Oh no, how many mass... Oh God, was it about gun violence? Oh no.
You know how many massacres there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh no, please don't be right after that. Not after that. All right, for the next 6 months, I can only talk about things that won't be ironic if I get killed right after. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Maybe the shooter had a sense of humor. He waited for that moment. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Unironically. Well, do we know if anyone else was shot? I mean, of all the videos I've seen so far, you just hear one bullet. Seems like the guy just posted up with his, I don't know, AR-15 and a Dean, oh no. 'Tis the season. See you soon, Charlie. Dean, oh no.
Uh-oh.
Not to politicize this too much, but also, fuck, this is dark, it's kind of dark commentary. But like, if this would have happened in Chicago, like I feel like the National Guard would already be deployed. The fact that it happened in Utah, I guess in some ways where, I don't want to say we're lucky, but I'm also curious if the, is that old guy that got arrested, the fact that he's old and white and not like black or whatever, Jesus, that's just crazy. And it's an old white guy. I mean, that's what we saw get arrested, but we don't know. We don't have any information, right? This literally just happened. Tune into our boy Hassan.
I saw the close-up video to confirm the veracity of the reporting, and
he has another outfit.
Tell you, in the absence of like immediate, super significant medical intervention, I don't know how he survives that, because
notice how he has his chat paused. He does this. Keep this in mind. He always has his chat paused when he doesn't trust his chat's reactions on things.
Oh, he was paused. Oh, God.
Is being circulated around online right now. Basically shows it's right in the fucking neck, and the amount of blood that gushes out of his neck in that moment in real time implies that there is very, very low likelihood of survival. Like, that's not. I think if your jugular was cut like that.
Okay, wait. How the fuck? Destiny had to pause a subreddit. Okay. Yeah, well, actually, you know what? In terms of being unhinged towards a MAGA guy getting fucked, I think Destiny's, this example that he sets is probably not too far off of Hassan's, or maybe on par, maybe worse. But anyway, this ammunition article, I don't know why Archive isn't letting me look at it. Why? Do I actually just need to sub to the Wall Street Journal now? He didn't pause his sub. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Chat's retarded. Excuse me for forgetting that chat is retarded. I shouldn't take anything they say seriously ever.
I assume
there's a major regional hospital only a few miles away. I think it's a remote possibility. Well, you would have to find a way to get oxygenated blood to the head.
Just search for the article in Archive. I did. I literally did. It's not doing it. It's just saying enable JS and disable an ad blocker. My ad blocker is disabled. How would I? What the fuck is JS? JavaScript, bro. What?
I just don't know how you do that when the artery gets cut. But maybe you can. I legitimately don't know. I have no idea. I feel like, oh god, we're doing the breaking news thing. I guess it's only because this is interesting to me because I don't want to get killed in an event. It seems unlikely to me that the shooter would be standing here.
How do I
shot? I also said that it seems.
How did I disable JavaScript? What? Where's JavaScript? Oh, thanks, Galinda. You can help me out.
It looked weird. I feel like just the cops, everybody's really chill. Like, it seems like a rifle shot, right? I think, are we safe to say this is a rifle shot? I guess it could have been a pistol shot at long range, but if it feels like a rifle shot, I don't know if this guy could pull out an AR-15 at this range and shoot him and nobody around him is saying anything or reacting. That just seems crazy to me.
He was on the roof.
I mean, it's a crazy event, so no matter what the answer is, it's going to be crazy, right? But
okay, that was not that interesting. Fuck. Hutch the day after. Well, I've got his react on the day.
The conservative political activist Charlie Kirk has died after being shot in the neck during an event at Utah Valley University earlier this afternoon. The 31-year-old was the CEO and the co-founder of Turning Point USA, a conservative organization. CBS News confirmed there had been threats against Kirk. A Utah Valley spokesperson says a suspect is not in custody. A motive is not known at this time. President Trump just posted on Truth Social the following: the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead.
Thanks for $10, V. I really appreciate that. Very kind of you, Queen.
No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. The statement there from President Trump as Charlie Kirk, we are told now, has died. Scott McFarlane, our justice correspondent, with me now from Washington. Scott, when it comes to the investigation, we were told earlier that there was a suspect, and now we're told that person has been let go.
Yeah. Most Dems, liberals, leftists, and progressives I've seen have condemned this. MAGA influencers and at least one Congresswoman, Anna Paulina Luna, is going very hard against Dems. Yep. I've seen a lot of just straight up unequivocal condemnations, but I just know how these things go, and it's really predictable how this plays out, at least on social media in the next few days. It's just going to turn into a cesspool of,
September 10th, 2025, 12:20.
Opportunists looking to capitalize on, what is a really horrible tragedy I just don't think we should be paying much attention to the commentary right now. That's my perspective. You know, I'm seeing takes go back and forth about, you know, performative this, and people don't really give a shit about that. And you know, if it's true that his wife and kids were there, like a mother and 2 kids, you know, watched their father get shot to death, which is just this horrific thing that I think like right now it's okay to just like focus on that and just forget about the political commentary right now. I mean, you guys come to listen, like we do political commentary on this channel or whatever, but this is a really fucked up, horrible moment for so many different reasons.
Okay,
I think like one of the best things that we can
maybe start the culling. Jack, you're a fucking moron. It's not even the fact that it's like insensitive or whatever. It's like you actually are retarded. Like you think this is a good thing for the United States, really? You fancy yourself and whatever fucking retard Redditor shitheads that you're fucking friends with are going to stand a chance in like a fucking in an armed conflict with the right wing of America. Hey, good luck, buddy. Good fucking luck. Go out in the front lines. You know, do it for. I'll be right behind you in a different country.
We can do right now is not add to that. You know what I mean? They're going to write about this moment in history books. This is like a historical thing. I don't know. Just seeing it fucked me up. Seeing it really fucked me up. The video itself, the close up of it was just horrific.
Oh yeah, one of the mods of Destiny subreddit has informed me that they were doing a Reddit crackdown because of the Luigi shit. That people were getting warnings for all the because I think what Reddit does is they clamp down really, really aggressively on any like FAFOs or like rip bozos or whatever the fuck pack watches. So just like a normal move. That makes sense.
And I just can't even imagine being a little kid if you fucking, God forbid, if she witnessed that, if his kids witnessed that happen to him.
Democrats could learn in their engagement digitally.
Just be normal for like a little bit, you know, just like
to reach
keep it frosty for a little bit.
As anyone may recall from last year, the big takeaway was that the Republicans.
What did Ted Cruz retweet? Right Angle News reported a Democrat just shot
You're in good terms with Destiny mods. I don't really like that Forethought guy. He seems a bit fucking cooked, but no, this one that I'm speaking to is fine. Yeah.
Charlie Kirk in the neck, and then Ted Cruz quote retweeted that. What? We don't fucking know anything about the shooter yet. The shooter hasn't even been caught yet, bro. Like, maybe you're right, but like, that's crazy to repost something like that in the official capacity of a senator to be posting stuff like that.
An assassination attempt, and said she was.
Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, the worst actors on the internet are all going to be jockeying to leverage this moment for in an attempt to like rip the country apart. That's what's going to happen. Just
Forethought's been gone for a long time now. Really? Bro, wow, thank you for the Destiny community updates. Okay, what else? I've heard that I heard all the orbiters are different now as well. I heard all the regulars who come in and call in are probably different people than they used to be. that's crazy, chat.
The worst merchants of slop on the internet are just going to jump on this thing, and
Let's go!
just we all fucking
Slop
suffer
merchants!
as a result of this stuff. How many times does it have to happen? Like, there have been multiple instances of people that were like somewhat psychotic, that don't really have any coherent politics. They were just like obviously mentally not well, who ended up being the perpetrator of the violence. So for all we know, this person was another one of those, you know? Very oftentimes, like, these people have completely incoherent politics that don't make any sense. It's obviously wildly irresponsible to immediately blame Democrats. Like, these people are, you know, invested in just ripping the fucking country apart at the seams. Stephen Miller, just, 11 minutes ago. Our hearts are shattered. America has lost one of its greatest champions. A loving family has lost the most extraordinary husband and father. All of us must now dedicate ourselves to defeating the evil that stole Charlie from this world. Defeating the evil that stole Charlie from this world. Just to be clear, he means like liberals in the left. I think we're going to see a really intense response from the federal government. Like, it would not shock me if we got reports, today and tomorrow of like federal law enforcement showing up at content creators' houses, showing up at people like that post on the internet, to like grill them about stuff. Like, I think they're gonna do something. Like, there's gonna be some kind of like unhinged response to this. How can you say that without knowing who the shooter is? I mean, I'm just translating for you. This is what Stephen Miller means. All of us now must dedicate ourselves to defeating the evil that stole Charlie from this world. I have no idea what happens.
Do you aim for the neck as a professional? Is that normal? Well, my understanding is no. Typically, snipers or marksmen will aim for a center mass because it's the largest part of the body, and usually those bullets are strong enough that you're probably not going to survive. But I think, like, given that the chest is here and the neck is here, then. And if you're sitting down, maybe, yeah. But no, it's more likely they will go for chest. They'll go for above the chest if that's the only thing you can see. So yeah, people saying this must have been like a military person is probably, like, the fact that they hit the neck is maybe a testament against that.
No idea what happens, but I could see the president.
Yeah, like someone said, we only know what was hit. We don't know what was being aimed for.
Using, abusing the federal government in a moment like this to like harass people that are, you know, vocal opponents of his, or, you know, Charlie Kirk's in the past. Mike from PA tweeted out a clip of the film Malcolm X with the caption, "Don't ask me about no Charlie Kirk."
Your neighbor's barnyard. I think this is a prime example of the devil's chickens coming back home to roost.
Oh my God. What's amazing is he posts, Mike posts a Instagram post from Elon, from Ethan, highlighting Mike from PA and specifically speaking to a larger issue of extremist rhetoric on Twitch. And then Mike goes, you know, he says, "I do not call for violence. And to say that I do right after a public figure suffered an assassination attempt is dangerous. He should know better. What the hell?" And then right after, I got to show you guys this. Right after he posts that, he retweets Charlie Kirk saying, "Did I just get shot by an AR-15?" Feels like right after that. And then he posts this like Malcolm X quote. They all just posture to try to look as radical
fucking
as
Malcolm
possible.
X shit. No, this is not Malcolm X shit. Because if it was Malcolm X shit, you wouldn't do anything. You would just yap. That's what Malcolm X did. Malcolm X didn't actually fight with racists physically. As part of political action, he didn't anyway. He didn't confront white supremacists in the fucking streets like MLK and all those others did. No, he just yapped. He just wrote fucking articles and shit posted. Fucking stop with the Malcolm X glaze bullshit. Every single cunt who glazes Malcolm X about fucking violence, you just have to not know anything about him. You just have to not know what the fuck he did. Oh, sorry, that was a stupid reaction. FBI have released footage of the shooter. Sorry. Is this pre or post pilgrimage? That didn't change his position or his action on violence, though. Right? We are asking for the public's help identifying this person of interest in connection with the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Is this why people think that is this why people think he's a Groper? Could be anyone, man. The fuck? Black, Arab, and trans. Please don't be a black, Arab, trans person in whiteface. It was Queeman. I get, bro. Whoa. Dude, you can't really unsee it, can you? What's on his shirt? It's an American flag and what looks like a gun or an unidentified thing. I don't think it's a gun, actually. The fuck is this? Oh, you got the article onto a PDF. Okay. Apparently, an eagle. Oh, okay. Investigators found ammunition engraved with expressions of transgender and anti-fascist ideology inside the rifle that authorities believe was used in the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk, according to an internal law enforcement bulletin with a person familiar with the investigation. The older model .30 caliber hunting rifle was discovered in the woods near the scene of Wednesday's shooting at Utah Valley University, wrapped in a towel with a spent cartridge still in the chamber, the sources said. There were also 3 unspent rounds in the magazine, all with wording on them. The Justice Department officials cautioned that the investigation was still in preliminary stages and that investigators were still examining the ammunition. Well, pinch of salt, guys, pinch of salt, but that's what we got from Wall Street Journal so far.
But what they end up doing is just make themselves look out. They just make themselves look like fucking lunatics. Fox News, they're fucking dialing up the rhetoric.
This hits differently because Charlie was one of us.
Fox.
And Trump gets hit in the ear. Charlie gets shot dead. They came after Kavanaugh with a rifle to his neighborhood. They went after Musk's cars. They just shot 2 Jews outside the embassy. Think about it. Scalise got shot, barely survived.
This is really dangerous rhetoric to lump everybody in. You know, the entire left that we're just some big sort of amalgamation.
Like, we don't fight all the fucking time, and like they don't want to kill us just as much as they want to kill you.
Of ideology, I guess. We're all just one big they. The kid who took a shot at Donald Trump was like a little fucking right-winger who was a gun club enthusiast.
He was. Why the fuck
all of that just goes right out the window.
Why does no one bring that up, man? Why? I forgot that. I forgot the guy that tried to kill Trump was a right-winger, bro. I don't know why. They're so powerful, these Republicans. They're such mind fuckers. They're so abusive. Fuck.
And unfortunately, we live in a time where just, there's a lot of people that don't place a heavy emphasis on responsible coverage of things. It's a problem that's not even exclusive to one side or the other. And I just can't think of a more irresponsible way to talk about this. To immediately frame it as they are coming after us. That's the kind of stuff that motivates other people, other insane, violent people, to go out there and do acts of violence themselves. It's just so irresponsible and divisive and toxic and just the worst possible thing that you could add to the conversation. But he knows his audience are pissed. Like this is why I'm worried about what Trump's going to do, because these people are fired up, man. They are fired up right now and they want their pound of flesh. And I think Trump's going to try to do something to give it to them. Ace with $5. Thomas Matthew, the guy who tried to endgame Trump the first time, didn't even have motives, let alone political ones, that people could pin down. Yeah.
It's happening. We've got trans shooters.
Oh, God, what did Marcus say?
They are at war with us. Whether we want to accept it or not, they are at war with us. And what are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate? And that's the question we're just going to have to ask ourselves. Now, Charlie would want us to put as much pressure on these people as possible. Dana nailed it. This is unacceptable and has to stop. And it has to stop now. And everybody's accountable. And we're watching what they're saying.
Everybody in the Democrat side, that's it. Like everyone to the left of us is accountable. We won't, and they will never own any of the shit that right-wingers are responsible for in America. Even though their guy is the fucking president. And he does it himself.
On television, and who's saying what? The politicians?
They're going to run montages, you guys. I'm just telling you, away, like, apart from the the human conversation about somebody being murdered, right? The political conversation looks like they are going to compile an endless dossier of some of the most inflammatory tweets you could possibly imagine. They're going to plaster it in a montage. This shooter made a martyr out of Charlie Kirk, quite frankly. We can just call a spade on that one. And I think a lot of like political normies are going to see some of the unhinged responses. I'm losing my voice. I've been talking all day. And I think it's going to work too, by the way. I think it will work, by the way. I think it will work. We're already at a time where my voice is just fucking gone. We're already at a time where a lot of Americans think the Democratic Party has gone too left. They're going to use the unhinged responses to this horrific murder, and they will benefit politically from this. 1,000%. It's going to happen. And all the people that are doing these like celebrations on Twitter.
The dude definitely looks like a Groper. Yeah, and don't forget that Fuentes actually had a very, very coarse beef with Charlie Kirk, didn't he? They used to ambush him at debates. Groypers ambushed Charlie Kirk. And Fuentes would react to it and cheer them on. The Groper War. Did they have the Fuentes react to this?
There's this war going on called the Groper War.
So, it actually wasn't even initially a conscious decision. Unlike Turning Point USA and unlike a lot of what goes on in the conservative movement, this was totally organic. It started out with a couple of people who like my show, watch my show. They went to, I think it was in Colorado, I forget which school. 2 people came up during the Q&A. Yeah, this right-wing perspective. White guy.
Yeah, fuck off. Where are the Fuentes reacts? Fucking keygen music, yeah. Fuentes reacts, Charlie Kirk, Groper War. Fuentes reacts to Charlie Kirk getting shot. Oh no. Oh no. He'll probably just be normal, I think. I think he'll probably be normal. He's not dumb. Fuck, I need to get that video of Fuentes actually reacting to the ambushes. That was wild. Oh, it's here. This is one of them.
They came up to me and they said, this guy made a little disruption. But I want to clear this up because
he's playing dumb.
Messages about something I'm not totally clear on.
So,
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, if you...
No, he's got a lot of fangirls in here tonight, huh?
I mean, you debate socialists and you say socialism is the most deadly ideology. Why not... If you're saying that socialism is the most dangerous, why not debate someone like Nick and get his bad ideas out of the?
Or maybe he's base.
Well, I think I've been debating a lot of his bad ideas here tonight quite well. So thank you very much for being here tonight. I appreciate it.
Look at that! Look at that! He's cracking, and I like how he says I'm debating his bad ideas, so he knows what's up.
An American nationalist and America First patriot.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Romans in chat. We need Romans in chat for the leader.
My ardent support for the president and his policies. I was actually kicked out of CPAC earlier this year.
But I didn't kick you out of this event.
No, I'm not going to blame you.
Just making sure.
Yeah, you're very defensive here. I get that. Yes. My good friend Nicholas J. Fuentes, whom I believe you were just discussing up there. But look, I'm not going to blame you for that.
I've got a question here. Is that the troll that keeps tweeting about?
He's not a troll. He's a very intelligent guy who has a lot to say. He's somewhat of a troll. But
He seems to be getting a lot of you guys to say stuff for him tonight. So
I don't debate trolls.
I think we've been debating them all night.
Yes.
Citing CPAC's decision to remove American nationalists from their conference. I'm not blaming you for that. I'm moving it into something.
I don't run CPAC either.
Right, and I just said that I'm not blaming you. I've said that 3 times. So, but you do run TPUSA, and TPUSA did remove its relationship with Ashley St. Clair, who all she really did was take a picture with Nick Fuentes. She was in the same room. So, my question to you, Charlie, is as someone who purports to be pro-debate, free speech, and exchange of ideas, do you support blackballing people based on having controversial opinions, or being even in the same room when a photograph is taken with someone who has controversial opinions? And the second part of that question is, if the answer is no, will you debate me on immigration, identity, and demographics?
Well, so first of all, I mean this respectfully.
Patrick, that was so good.
Other thing, that was a private matter. Ashley's a good person. We handled it privately. That's all I'm going to say about that. Finally, I just want to make a broader statement. I want to make a broader statement. My stance on Israel, I'm not...
Oh, Israel. This is from years ago as well. Because obviously Fuentes is very salty about the Charlie Kirk, MAGA, Israel shit. Let's see. What was his response? It's 1 minute long. Pray for Charlie Kirk.
Kirk being shot at Utah Valley University.
Wait,
in
where
one
is
of the
it?
most
Just a
disturbing
tweet?
political moments in recent memory, Charlie Kirk was shot during a live event at
Okay,
Utah
I
Valley
don't-
University.
fuck
the
off.
shocking incident
I
left
don't give a
many
fuck.
speech.
Fuck off.
Congratulations. Like, you're literally making MAGA stronger by doing that. I think it's
He
just
didn't stream.
like the shooter himself was selfish. And then the unhinged responses to this. People that are just impulsively acting on their contempt for Charlie Kirk and what he was doing. And they're just fucking vomiting, you know, the worst takes possible. They're gonna fucking document all of these. They're gonna run entire hour-long segments on Laura Ingraham about, you know, all the unhinged responses that people saw on the left. And they are gonna convince people that that the political violence that we're seeing across the spectrum these days, they are going to convince a lot of normies that this is a problem that, you know, is more prevalent on the left, when that's just like simply not true. Like, don't make their fucking job easier. Bosun, you're saying I'm coping so hard. What am I coping with? I'm telling you exactly what they're going to do. They're going to do this. They want you to say the most crazy things right now. They are chomping at the bit. They're salivating for an opportunity for them to use the things that you say and do to further their agenda. You know, and this is at a time where Donald Trump is like very politically vulnerable. His support is just falling off of a cliff. It's just also fucking predictable. Like, it's also predictable. We gotta lock the fuck in, man. It's just, first of all, don't be deranged. But second of all, if you're feeling deranged, don't post about it. Don't fucking post about it. You have no idea. It's gonna be random Twitter users. You guys understand? They're gonna do, like, I guarantee you, Fox News, the producers are sitting in a room right now, combing through social media and finding the most deranged post from complete random people, and they're gonna run a montage of this shit. And normies are gonna see this and they're gonna be like, oh my god, the fucking Dems have lost their minds. It's so fucking predictable. How can you rationalize the less coverage in response to the Catholic children shooting just a couple weeks ago? Deaths are weaponized on both sides. How do you rationalize the less coverage?
What if it's a trans person trying to prove their worth for the US military? Like, you know, like when in films, when a hacker hacks into the entire like CIA mainframe and changes all the America's Most Wanted to some random shopkeeper, and then they're like, why did you do it? And he's like, that's my job application, bitch. I'll show you how to not let that happen again.
I think it's just because, like, I understand what you're saying. In a rational world, we would prioritize like the death of like little kids at mass, you know, in a church. What a horrifying shooting that was. First of all, I mean, we did talk about it, but like, second of all, like, you know, he was a very famous guy, and this was a brutal murder that was caught in fucking 4K, you know, from 10 feet away. So I'm not saying it's right that we spend more time talking about Charlie Kirk than kids. I'm just explaining why it happens, and that's just the way that human beings work. And I just don't really understand the logic, you know, like, deaths are weaponized on both sides. Okay, but I mean, that doesn't mean you have to do that. Like, you don't have to be deranged on Twitter today, I promise you. You can have the thoughts, it's fine. You're gonna have your thoughts. We're all gonna have our thoughts. I'm gonna have thoughts. You don't have to share every thought, like, in real time, in a moment like this. And I just think, like we're already so hyperpolarized politically to a degree that is very unhealthy. I mean, like, the movie Civil War was speaking to this problem, you know, the one that came out in 2023 or 2024. And the problem's only getting worse. And something like this, I just imagine if more violence happens, it's just like, you know, it's really easy to see just the wheels falling off.
Okay. What else? Oh God. Fucking Asmongold. Okay. Let's get ready. 15 minutes.
Hey guys, it's me
You are
again,
about to hear
and it's
the most deplorable, deranged shit. This guy literally just like laughs his nuts off at people getting deported to fucking like random African countries and to fucking places with prison camps over like stuff that's constitutionally questionable at best. Fuck.
been a little while. Just before I get into the main topic of the video, I want to explain why there haven't been any videos. My dad has been in the hospital for the better part of a week now. Very serious situation. It has required my full attention. And because of that, I've been on calls, I've been dealing with other people, talking to members of the family, and doing everything that I need to be there for my dad and for my family during this situation. And because of that, I haven't been live and I haven't made a lot of videos. And I apologize for that. Hopefully I'll be back as soon as possible. That being said, we had something insane happen today, and I was able to break away a little bit earlier, and I wanted to make a video about it and talk about the obvious and inevitable nature of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This happened a few hours ago, and it was probably one of the most gruesome and graphic, and this is coming from somebody who grew up on LiveLeak, videos I've ever seen. The first time I saw a video, I thought it was AI generated. The guy gets shot in the neck and blood is spurting out. I didn't even know it could do that. And it was absolutely fucking horrifying to see something.
Fuck. I can't take this guy serious. The fuck, man. Why is he's talking like he's pretending to to have like human reactions to things. Grew up on Live Leak. No, you fucking didn't. Not if you're, I didn't even know blood could do that. What? Okay. What the fuck was he watching? Was he only there for the rapes? Joking.
Thing like that happened in front of a massive audience of people. Now, if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, Charlie Kirk has been a pretty noteworthy, controversial guy. He's a conservative. He goes to a lot of college campuses, does live debates. This is a pretty popular format nowadays, and Charlie Kirk has been popularizing it and utilizing it now for many years, and he was even featured in South Park recently because of it. Charlie Kirk definitely is not a super radical right-wing person, but I would say that he's more of the moderate to, kind of extreme right-wing. Very, very, I would say, lukewarm, though, in my opinion, at least especially, and this is where we're going, especially compared to now. And what I think is going to happen now, because obviously these shootings like this don't really happen inside of a vacuum.
Yeah, and Charlie's a moderate, isn't he? Again, these guys are so fucking clueless. Largest political streamer, the moderate Charlie Kirk, eh? Sure, bro. There's nothing moderate about fucking MAGA. I don't understand.
They never do. They never have. And I think that the situation that we have right now is that there is a tremendous amount of political violence that is advocated for, promoted, and allowed to exist on social media that has turned up the temperature in all political conversations, all social conversations, and all discourse on the internet in general to a point where it's almost unrecoverable. You have people that are out there all the time advocating for violence, advocating for people to get killed. Somebody needs to take care of this guy. Somebody needs to deal with this. I wish he were dead. Won't somebody do it? The 8647, all of the crypto messaging and all the doxing, right? Why do you dox somebody? Why do you post a person's home address?
He's going to view this entire thing through the lens of left-wing shitters on Twitter, isn't he? People with no power, no political representation. Every time they get political representation, they get fucking angry at them and feel betrayed by them within a month because the person turns out to be a bit more normal than their fucking campaign rhetoric. Wait, hang on. Who was it that published the addresses of their targets during the January 6th build-up? US? January 6th? Was it here or was it here? Oh yeah, it was Rusty Bowers. So this is a little timeline we've got here that I put on my notes from January 6th committee. This is a guy who's a Trump loyalist, okay? This guy was a loyalist. December 11th, 2020. After Trump's lost, he's trying to get support to audit the votes. This is Arizona, to audit the results. Thank you to Senate President Karen Fann and House Speaker Russell Bowers and all for what you are doing in Arizona. A fast check of signatures will easily give us the state. Votes against have been reduced to a very small number. Okay? So, the problem is that Bowers didn't feel the evidence was satisfactory, and he opposed a special session to appoint a new slate of electors. He was like, we haven't found enough fraud to turn the results in Arizona. So Trump tweets, where is it? Bowers. Rusty Bowers is intentionally misleading the people of Arizona to avoid the inevitable. This is the Christina Bob tweet that he's reposting. And then that same month, Bowers gets his fucking address and phone number published, and there are protesters outside his house at least 9 times, calling him a pedophile, a pervert, and a traitor. So, wait, is this article not showing up? Oh, it's an old article. I shouldn't fucking archived it. Oh well. Let me see the Rusty Bowers story. It's in YouTube as well. Rusty Bowers protesters at house. There's like a documentary where he talks about it, right? Not just him testifying. Rusty Bowers, J6 documentary. Oh yeah, here's the PBS part. Talking about the witness testimony.
I now welcome Rusty Bowers, a distinguished legislator from Arizona. Speaker Bowers, thank you for being with us today.
This is a loyal, lifelong Republican. He's a conservative who fought to get Trump reelected.
Arizona House Speaker Rusty Bowers, come on up here.
Rusty Bowers is just a compelling person. It's hard to talk to him and not believe him. And the stories that he told about his direct communications with the president were just so indicative and so powerful that he was kind of an obvious choice, frankly, for somebody that America needed to hear from directly.
After the election, you received a phone call from President Trump and Rudy Giuliani, in which they discussed the result of the presidential election in Arizona. If you would, tell us about that call.
The president initially laid out the broad claim of fraud across the country. It named different states, including my own.
What was the ask during this call? He was making these allegations of fraud, but he had something or a couple things that they wanted you to do. What were those?
He said, well, we have heard by an official high-up in the Republican legislature that there is a legal theory or a legal ability in Arizona that you can remove the electors of President Biden and replace them. Well,
Shut up.
for them to say to me, yeah, we just want you to throw out those electors and put in Trump's. I'm thinking, have I gone to another planet? I mean, it's like, what? I'm not going to do that. I mean, I wanted him to win. Okay, so what? I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to cheat to win. What's that? I flat out said that. You're asking me to break my oath. I swore an oath. I'm not going to break it. Period. Not going to break it. I said, well, if you're talking this, I got to have the proof. I said, Rudy, do you have the names of the dead people who voted? He goes, yes. And do you have the names of the 200,000 illegals who voted in our election? Yes. I said, I want those names. And the president says, Rudy, give the man what he wants. Give him what he wants. He says, yeah, we've got him, Mr. President. I'll get him to him.
In the criminal indictment, Jack Smith saw the call as evidence of a crime.
The defendant and co-conspirator 1 asked the Arizona House Speaker to use the legislature to circumvent the process by which legitimate electors would be ascertained.
If you are calling a state official and you're asking them to nullify lawful votes and to replace them with unlawful votes, that is squarely within federal statutes regulating election conspiracy.
Not long after the call, Rudy Giuliani himself arrived in Arizona.
Did you meet with Mr. Giuliani and his associates while they were in Phoenix?
Yes, I did, sir. There was a row of people, and Giuliani and Jen Ellis, I recognized them. And I sat down on the opposite side. I just said, did you bring me the proof? And he said, what? I said, do you remember our phone call when you said you were going to bring me the proof?
Yeah.
And he said, oh, yeah. I said, did you bring it? And he turned to Jenna Ellis and he says, do you have the proof? And she said, yeah. Well, can we see it? She leans over and fumbles through her briefcase and says, oh, no, I don't have it here. It must be at the hotel room.
In this meeting or at any other later time, did anyone provide you with evidence of election fraud sufficient to affect the outcome of the presidential election in Arizona?
No one provided me ever such evidence. Giuliani was kind of frustrated with us all. And he said, you know, we've got a lot of theories, we just don't have the evidence. And when I heard him say that, I said, did he just say what I thought he said? And they all looked at me like the same thing on the mind, like, whoa, you know that? Yeah, he just said that. That was like a rocket's red glare moment, like, wow, you gotta be kidding. This is the clown show. They're out hunting, they're trying to find something, and they're wanting us to participate in this, and he says that? Holy moly, we can't do this stuff, you know, it's like.
Rudy Giuliani refused to answer questions from the committee about January's
Justify keeping Trump.
Listed as co-conspirator number 1.
Points not.
Did he bring up the fact that you shared a similar party?
He would say, aren't we all Republicans here? I would think we would get a better reception. I mean, I would think you would listen a little more open to my suggestions that we're all Republicans. For someone to ask somebody else.
But you have to give it a choice. The choice stand.
You're not a perfect witness.
Indictment.
And defeat the federal government
doing his job
in the heartland of
Former president's charges which involve his official acts as president.
So where do they have let's not talk about the people that come into his house.
That's the whole foundation of this republic.
Fuck me. Oh, the personal threats. Here we go.
Speaker Bowers, were you aware that fake electors had met in Phoenix on December 14th and purported to cast elect Washington?
A gang that couldn't shoot straight. Been such a help to me, turn on me with such rancor. I may, in the eyes of men, not hold correct opinions or act according to their vision or conviction.
Shut up.
With any contrived God's will in defending the.
I understand that taking the courageous positions that you did following the 2020 election in defense of the rule of law and protecting the voters of Arizona resulted in you and your family being subjected to protests and terrible threats. Can you tell us how this impacted you and your family?
Well, as others in the videos have mentioned, we received, my secretaries would say, in excess of 20,000 emails and tens of thousands of voicemails and texts, which saturated our offices and we were unable to work, or at least communicate. But at home, up till even recently, it is the new pattern or a pattern in our lives to worry what will happen on Saturdays, because we have various groups come by and they have had video panel trucks with videos of me proclaiming me to be a pedophile and a pervert and a corrupt and politician, and blaring loudspeakers in my neighborhood, and leaving literature both on my property, but arguing and threatening with neighbors and with myself. And I don't know if I should name groups, but there was one gentleman that had the 3 bars on his chest, and he had a pistol and was threatening my neighbor, not with the pistol, but just vocally. When I saw the gun, I knew I had to get close. And at the same time, on some of these, we had a daughter who was gravely ill, who was upset by what was happening outside. And my wife, that was a valiant person, very, very strong, quiet, very strong woman.
Yeah, and remember, this guy's a Republican. This guy was a Republican who supported Trump, but he just wouldn't go all the way and change the slate of electors, or try to change the slate of electors without proof. And Trump, knowingly, because he did this to multiple people during this period, with a retweet, basically, results in his loyalists going after him. And Trump just kept doing this. He just kept doing it. He wouldn't stop. Where's the one who had, yeah, there's other stories in here as well about like some, Ruby Freeman, obviously with Giuliani. So again, point of the story, Asmongold, if you're going to complain about people setting the tone for doxing and violence and putting targets on people's backs, start with your president. Start with the guy that you did fucking simp for the entire time. No one does it more aggressively and more flagrantly than he does.
It's to make other people that are insane, like the person who killed Charlie Kirk, it's to give them the ammunition they need to kill that person and to put that person's life in danger. That's why they're doing it. And so that's the reason why they want to find out the identities of ICE agents. That's the reason why they want to find out the identities of Tesla owners, like at the beginning of the year. It's so they can destroy their car and destroy their lives. And this isn't necessarily a one-sided thing. I think that in the last 5 years or so, especially since BLM, it's been a like 90% left-wing thing. But that doesn't mean that the...
Are you fucking serious? How? I mean, I know how, right? Because if you only have 90%, dude... do we just cut the bar off after January 6th? Is that why? Like ever since January 6th, we'll say, how the fuck, man? No, it's because when left-wingers do it, you guys amplify the absolute cock out of it. And when right-wingers do it, you shut the fuck up. Not to mention violence against other Republicans, let alone violence against Democrats. Trump in January 6th alone, in that month leading up to January 6th and the day itself, Trump was responsible for more attacks on Republicans and more threats to Republicans than any Democrat legislator you will find in like our fucking living memories. No one comes fucking close. BLM. Sorry, remind me which Democrat lawmaker actually said the BLM rioting was good. They supported protesting, not rioting. Not even fucking close. They condemned the rioting much more swiftly and decisively than fucking Trump did in his, when it came to January 6th. Trump pardoned the January 6th protesters. He pardoned them, the rioters. The people that hang Mike Pence, those people. And that's just Republicans. That's just what they do to Republicans. The guy who tried to shoot Trump was right-leaning. 90%. No, it's 90% of your fucking social media feed.
10% right-wing people are right either. But I do think that now you're going to see a lot more right-wing people balancing out those scales. The fact is that you can take a knife to a gunfight all you want, and you can think that you're honorable, but you're going to end up being dead. And I think that's what right-wing people have done for a very long time. They've tried to speak above the political violence. They've tried to advocate above it and not try to stoop down to that level. But the issue is that...
He thinks right-wingers are holding back? What's the left-wing equivalent of the Oath Keepers and the 3%ers and the Proud Boys? Where's the left-wing equivalent of that? What, Antifa? Okay. Holy fuck, man. It's unbelievable. These guys, by the way, these are the same guys who think that on 2016 there was like an equivalent of January 6th, like, or because of the Kavanaugh hearings. Oh, God.
A lot of these social media companies have expressed literally zero desire to even do the bare minimum of moderation. I think that two of the worst actors are Twitter or X and Reddit. Both of these platforms are full of a bunch of extremist nut jobs that not only should have their accounts banned, but they should probably be put in mental institutions. And I think that now I find it to be kind of interesting taking a step back for a week or so and seeing how many people are coming around to the inevitable reality that this is the only path forward. There are so many people in society now that are just completely unhinged, under-medicated, and really just completely insane that you can't have a person like that running wild out in society. They cause problems for themselves, not to mention everybody else around them. And I think that the society, we need to have an honest conversation about how to deal with these people in a way that, and I'll be real, I don't really care about the people that are crazy. Their well-being and the way that, you know, things are for...
Okay, wait, just at a completely unrelated note, okay? Listen, I will do it, okay? This is Hitler's speech after the Reichstag fire. Okay. No good can come of a dictated peace, and this applies all the more to domestic affairs. A real Volksgemeinschaft, which I think is like a national community or whatever, cannot be established on such a basis. That requires, first of all, equality of rights. May the government guard itself against crude excesses of polemics. May it prohibit incitements to violence with rigorousness for its own part. This might be achieved if it is accomplished fairly and objectively on all sides, and if one refrains from treating defeated enemies as though they were outlaw. He's literally fucking talking. He's talking like... He's talking like the Nazis have not been, like the brown shirts haven't been, at this point, intimidating politicians and voters and black-bagging people and disappearing people and assaulting people in the streets. It's like, well, we tried being the nice guy. No, but no more Mr. Nice Guy now. You're forcing our hand here, buddy. Like, what? You're forcing their hand to do what? The same shit that you've always done. Nothing's changing here.
Them. Of course, obviously, I wouldn't want it to be bad, but it's certainly not important. What's really important is all of the people who aren't crazy, making sure that people that are not crazy, that are good actors, that are...
This was, remember, from January 6th, Ruby Freeman? The two electoral count workers? Remember those guys who were, like, counting votes and they were on camera, and then Giuliani falsely accused them of smuggling USB drives like vials of heroin or cocaine. Remember Trump calling her a professional hustler, like a professional balloteer con artist? And yeah, they had to flee their home based on advice from the FBI because of death threats. They had to flee their homes. And one of the Oath Keepers, Thomas Caldwell, he kept a document in his house with a death list on it that had their names on it. And he was in January 6th as well. And this was a president who did this. A fucking president, not some random, not the people that you're doom scrolling on over fucking Twitter.
Law-abiding citizens are able to live a life of peace, a life of prosperity, and a life without fear of going on the subway, for example, as at the recent event as well. And I think that every single person in the world deserves to live in a place like that. And I don't want to see, America turn into a PvP server. And it sure seems like it is. And I think that in order to prevent that from happening, we need to have honest conversations about what do you do with people that, get arrested 14 times. And it's not even a question, right? You put them in jail and you throw away the key and you compel them to work, and that way you can make the money back from imprisoning them forever. That's the way that you solve that problem. It's very simple, actually. But for some reason, the way that makes people feel has made them unwilling to look at this obvious truth. If you look in history, this is what we've always done in history, and it's because it works. And the problem is that now we have so much of the discourse that's dominated by emotional thinking, that's dominated by the most unstable, the most virtue signal, the most, ridiculous performative empathy possible, and that's defining a huge political voice in the country. This has become a tremendous detriment to everyone. And I think that with people like the shooter that probably shot Charlie Kirk, with that guy in the subway that stabbed that Ukrainian woman or with that trans shooter that shot up the school. One thing.
Oh yeah, with all the ones that made it into my curated feed, where all I'm going to focus on is ones that already suit my narrative. Okay, are we going to bring in the Minnesota Democrat who was killed? We're going to bring her up. Are we going to bring up the fact that the guy who shot Trump was right-leaning? Oh no. Why would we ever?
It's common among all of them is that these people, in almost all cases, were verifiably nuts beforehand, and nothing ever was done about it. And until we can stomach the idea of solving...
Talking about fucking empathy is this disgusting fucking retard. Literally sits there like a fucking seal clapping away at people getting deported to countries where their human rights are just going to be like fucking hanging by a thread for the rest of their life. Fuck off. Mehdi Hassan's got a few tweets on this actually. Oh god, he tweets so much though. Oh my god. I did not know this guy had 200k tweets. What's he doing with his life? Fuck. Does this guy sleep? Because he's got a real job and he tweets this much. I think our poor fucking smoking cat Twitter user should take some notes, right? You can actually do both at once. Wait. Is he outdone our smoking fuck? 115k. Dude, Mehdi Hassan. Moggin. Our unemployed warrior over here. That's a big N_Ns in the chat. Fat. More tweets than the smoking cat. Well, he's been around since 2010, to be fair. This person's playing catch up. They've been around since... I have to unmute to see. They've been around since like 2017. Still blocked. Couldn't take the heat. Had to get out of the kitchen, eh? Genocide air. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, wait. Melissa Hortman, Trump supporter. Attempted attack on Pennsylvania's Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro. Yeah, we know that one. Convicted of orchestrating a series of hootings, I think he means shootings, at the homes of 4 Democratic officials in New Mexico. I didn't know about that one. The one who tried to kidnap Pelosi was a Trump supporter. Yeah. The man who wanted to hang Mike Pence on 2021. Yeah, Trump supporters. Killed the son of Obama-appointed district judge Esther Salas in 2020 was a Trump supporter. Yeah, dude. Can we trust Mehdi as a source though? These are all real. Yeah. Mehdi Hassan's really retarded on Israel-Palestine, but his American stuff seems fairly spot on from what I've seen.
Problems like that before they happen, we're going to keep having problems. And I think that with Charlie Kirk, it's very obvious that the amount of, political violence and advocating for political violence that's happening on the internet has turned up the temperature and created an environment and a culture where this type of behavior is normal. And not only is it normal, but it's actually encouraged. And the problem is that now people are acting on it. And
you summarize the Mehdi Hassan points, which are bad, like very, very quickly. It's going to lead to more fucking questions. He basically analyzes the entire conflict as if the axis of resistance groups are either non-existent or just completely passive, or that they are like reasonable diplomatic partners. Like the way he talks about fucking Lebanon as if he'll talk about like Israeli attacks on Lebanon from the 70s and 80s as if like they weren't prompted by anything, or he thinks like the Sheba farms is a good reason for Hezbollah to fire on Israel. He like constantly talks about Gaza just as if Hamas and their military tactics are just completely non-existent, or just a kind of like, oh yeah, well, I guess it's bad that the entire fucking strip is lined with tunnels and these guys who have never stood down have made sure that the only way you can get to them is by going through like civilian areas. But yeah, I don't know. He's just and the entire historical analysis is all just cherry-picked fucking quotes and retarded like nonsense. So yeah, he's just like from fucking head to toe, he's just like completely off on the entire conflict. Yeah, standard though.
We're starting to see this happen, and I think it's going to continue getting worse. I don't think Charlie Kirk is going to be the last one, but I think that we will look at Charlie Kirk's death and see it as a turning point in this topic. And what I'm really trying to get at here with this entire point is that right now we are at a extremely pivotal moment. And I think that what's going to end up happening is that right-wing people are not going to continue to turn the other cheek. They're not going to continue to just...
He didn't do the turning point pun on purpose, okay? This is just... Asmongold is just kind of weird. Okay.
Oh, well, you know,
He's
this
probably
is just
unaware.
a crazy left-wing radical. I think you're probably going to see right-wing people doing the same thing to left-wing people. And
Whoa! We're gonna see right-wingers attacking left. That's crazy. Wow. What does that look like? Dude, what does that look like? Oh, now we're gonna see it. Oh, hey, now. Okay. Now things are okay. Okay. Dude, it's so disgusting. It's literally like a fucking like a high school bully. It's just like spends an entire they just spend fucking the entire day like tormenting this fucking kid, and the kid hits back once, and the bully's like, I can't believe you did, and then he's actually like legitimately fucking angry. It's so weird. So weird. I genuinely believe, thing is, I genuinely believe he doesn't know. I think this is what people's feeds do to them. I think the way, we feel like we're more informed than people were back then because the answers to every question are just at our fingertips on the internet and all that. But I think people just become people's feeds and people's information base becomes so curated, and people don't know how to handle it because we haven't had any training in how to engage with this stuff. We're just kind of learning it as we go along because it's all new to us, right, as a species. And this guy he probably actually doesn't know. He probably does just have his entire worldview fucking curated by the internet in a way that suits him and just makes him permanently mind-rotted and fucking ignorant. Yeah.
honestly, while I don't think this is a good thing, I certainly don't really feel that sorry for them. Because a lot of left-wing people have no problem advocating for violence, or at least using coded language in order to advocate
he's
for
so
violence.
fucking stupid.
The fact is that there's a certain level of intellectual dishonesty that goes on in situations like this where it's considered, oh, well, you know, this isn't actually what they meant, and no, this is actually some others. No, it is. It's exactly what they mean. They're trying to advocate for killing people that they disagree with. That's what's happening, and there's no talking around it. And to the extent that you try to, you're insulting the intelligence of anyone that you're speaking to. And I think that now you're going to start seeing a lot of right-wing people end up doing this to left-wing people now even more, because it's very clear that these social media platforms are not going to moderate this behavior. The FBI, for whatever reason...
He says, as Musk's Twitter literally turns the entire space into a gathering of the Fourth Reich. How? Okay, listen, it's actually... I don't care if it's ignorance, right? I don't care if this is what social media... This is actually fucking evil. It's disgusting. It's so fucking evil. To just act like the right wing have spent this entire, the last 5 years, that includes January 6th, right, 2021, just pretend that they've just spent the last 5 years turning the other cheek like good Christians, and now, I have no sympathy if they just turn out to be violent now. Like, oh my God! In other news, wait, it's 11 o'clock. Okay, guys, I regret to inform you, with the least regret possible, that the r/the deprogram has been banned from Reddit. Oh no, that's terrible. That's a shame. That's so sad. What? This is some shit a liberal said. Didn't these guys copy-paste Hassan Nasrallah's obituary when he died from the Hezbollah website? They literally copy-pasted it from the Hezbollah, the Radwan website, the Armed Wing website. Right? Okay. Fuck off. Is that a commie sub? That is a full-on Stalin didn't kill enough people tanky subreddit, yes. And they also love all the terrorist groups. They're insane. Yeah. They're the guys, they're the podcasters who, for some reason, are still on YouTube when they said that there's no such thing as an Israeli civilian. Yeah. That's those guys.
And just refuses to deal with or have any degree of accountability for dealing with these obvious terrorists that are in the country. And because of that, I think you're going to start seeing an uptick of violence from right-wing people as well. And this is going to be, in my opinion, I don't really think the word is justified because it's not justified, but the word is expected. I think it's going to be expected. The fact is that, you know, again, you bring a knife to a gunfight, you're going to lose. And don't be surprised when you keep bringing guns to gunfights and then somebody else decides to start shooting back.
Really? Who is he really thinking that gun violence now is like a left-wing thing? Shut the fuck up. Fuck me.
I think that's what's going to happen. And I think
He's
this is
so
a
fucking
degradation
delusional.
of society as a whole. And ultimately, the real burden of responsibility here doesn't really fall on influencers, and I don't think that it falls even on the commenters themselves. I think it falls primarily on the government. The fact is that the government, there are already laws that permit, explicit calls to violence. There's already laws that permit the types of stalking and doxing that people engage in online. And one of the big things that
I will say, dude, it seems like there's two pieces of evidence. One is stronger than the other, right? There's the conjecture, or like the potential of the ammunition having trans or anarchist shit on it, and also this guy just looking like the most fucking, are these pit vipers? Wait, if these are pit vipers, the guy just looking like the most groip of groipers. At the end of the day, dude, if this turns out to be like a trans rights thing, like that's going to be a very strange turnaround to the trans genocide arc. But hopefully not. Please don't be trans. Please don't be Muslim. Please don't be trans. Please don't be Muslim. In the name of God, the most mercy, the Almighty, peace be upon him. Whatever the fuck else. Yeah. What if it's a trans groiper? Well, then they'll just say mental health. I think that's when the right and left will just be like, listen, guys, this doesn't benefit any of us. Can we let's just mental health? Okay, yeah, mental health. All right, mental health. All in favor of mental health?
Is a misconception, is that people like me want new laws. We want any form of extra censorship at all. I certainly don't want that, and I don't know anybody else that does either. But what we do want is we want the existing laws to be applied and to be enforced in an accurate and a fair way, which is clearly not what's happening. And really, the government not doing that and giving this asymmetrical, in my opinion, advantage to left-wing people to fully and with complete freedom practice genuine terrorism on a daily basis, and then, congratulate each other about how moral and how good they are for doing it because of something bad that happened in Palestine or something bad that Donald Trump did 3 years ago. This is just simply a response. This is what's going to happen. And so, and I think that that's probably what it's going to take for these left-wing people to realize what a bad idea what they've been doing is. Because until it starts happening to them, until they start having people that are their friends or, they'll
never learn otherwise, will they?
Like icons that they look up to, the same way people looked up to Charlie Kirk. Until they start seeing...
maybe when these like minorities, maybe when they start getting hate crimed, because now it's only been white people. Like, yeah. It's like that same fucking logic, isn't it? Oh yeah, maybe when black people get hate crime, maybe when Jews or gays or trans people, maybe when they get assaulted for their identities in the street, maybe they'll understand. This guy is fucking mental. This is actually because he's delivering it just so fucking blandly as well. It's like this guy is the banality of evil. Like the entire, you don't need to read that book ever. Just show them this video. Just show them any Asmongold shit. This guy is the banality of evil. He is just in the most fucking boring way possible, preemptively justifying right-wing attacks on left-wingers. I think you're misunderstanding his point. No, I am not misunderstanding his point. His point is very simple. His point is, I think all the violence in the last 5 years, or almost all of it, was done by left-wingers. And I don't know, these right-wingers, even though I don't support them being violent in response, it's kind of inevitable. It's kind of inevitable that they're going to start bringing guns to the gunfight, because right now, all these good, beautiful Christian, Republican, white, blonde wankers have just been turning up, January 6ers, have just been turning up and turning the other cheek and just behaving like good, sweet Christian, nice college boys. They're just being very chill. But at the end of the day, if all these left-wing hate criminals keep coming out and going on Twitter and inciting violence and being all crazy and shit, then it's only a matter of time before people start attacking Democrat legislators and other left-wing types who have had nothing to do with any of this turning up the temperature. It's just all these right-wing attacks that I just have pretended don't exist. They're all going to come out now. They're all happening now. Now the right-wingers are being violent. They haven't been violent in the past. What do you think I'm not understanding here, you fucking idiot?
Those people get killed, I don't think it's really going to be real for them. And unfortunately, I think that's the path that we're headed down because of the government and social media companies and every other seemingly governmental apparatus that has just completely hand-waved this problem and ignored it entirely. So the death of Charlie Kirk and the assassination of him should not come as a surprise to anyone. This should be something that everybody could have expected. All you had to do is read Twitter for an hour and you could have told me this would have happened, of course. Same with Reddit. And until that core problem is addressed, you will continue to see a rapid decline in any type of social discourse. And I'm actually kind of afraid to see what's going to happen next, because I think it's just going to continue getting worse, and I don't see the reason for it to stop. And so anyway, I wanted to make this video because it's obviously a topic that, you know, I've been talking about this a lot for the past few years now, and I was laughed at a lot, and people were telling me it wasn't that big of a deal, and oh, they were joking. Well, I saw the video. That wasn't a joke. And the reality is that those jokes and everything create a culture and an environment where the actual actions are more permissible. And you also have people that are the ones telling me, quote, jokes that are talking around just, you know, directly, you know, saying that this is a bad thing and it shouldn't be tolerated for any reason.
He's unfortunately saying his point very badly. It's very, the left gets to do this, but the right doesn't, and that's a trash take even if it were reversed. It's just, compare Trump and MAGA to the entire Republican Party. MAGA incite violence, they have engaged in violence, they have encouraged violence, they push violent rhetoric, they put targets on people's backs, they make excuses when people get hit, they laugh when people get hit about fucking Pelosi and everyone else. They incite attacks against their own when they don't obey, like Mike Pence and like Rusty Bowers and like the other Republicans who were all pro-Trump up until the one moment where they went against him, and then they decided that they were going to turn their backs on him as well. Compared to the Democratic Party, bro, what the fuck? Give me one. Give me your most violent Democratic, like, oh, Kamala Harris with the bail fund. The bail fund for the BLM bail fund. What? You mean the thing that is ultimately decided by a judge? Yeah, when a judge decides whether or not that person is safe to let out on bail. That, yeah? Bombala Harris. What, when Biden did a speech and there was some fucking red in the background, because when you zoomed in, you didn't see the blue, or the American flag, so it made him look a little bit like a Star Wars villain. Listen, remember, these guys acted like, you know, Biden, red background, you know that these guys have nothing, because this was what they went with. A fucking background.
President Biden giving a fiery address to the nation, saying the real threat to democracy comes from MAGA Republicans.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
This is after they threatened the foundations of the republic by trying to overthrow the election, by the way.
Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They're MAGA Republicans. Extreme MAGA Republicans. MAGA Republicans and extreme MAGA ideology. MAGA Republicans. MAGA forces are determined to take this country back.
This was the best they had. You have,
I don't want to go through a bunch of different names, but anybody, this is the way I look at it, I'm just going to make a categorical judgment here, is that any content creator or anybody like this who has been advocating for violence against a person in an extrajudicial way, I'm not talking about trying people who they disagree with for treason. This is advocating for the judicial process to be used against people they disagree with. I think that's fine. But whenever you have people that are saying things like 8647, or anybody who's advocating for any form of extrajudicial justice.
Meanwhile, every other fucking CPAC speech. Fucking Ted Cruz, dude. Oh no. Imagine a Democrat trying to make the case for Republicans harshening the discourse, and they were just like, look at the red. He looks a bit like a villain in a film. Oh no, look at all that primary color. Oh my God. MAGA would laugh you out of the fucking building for getting upset at that.
Extrajudicial justice and basically vigilante justice on people who they disagree with politically. You have to realize that all of those people, I think, have made themselves acceptable targets. And I think that there's a lot and millions of people out there nowadays that see that. And I think that should be extremely worrying for them.
Yeah.
It should be terrifying. But the reality is that they have created that environment themselves
Fucking
through
kill
their own
yourself.
actions, through
Actually,
their behavior.
huff all of the fucking roach killer fumes. Fuck me, dude. Really. Twitter lefties created this environment. Look what you made me do. In a video game. Look what you made me do. Oh my god.
And through their own words. You reap what you sow. And I think that things are about to get a whole lot worse. So anyway, guys, I wanted to make this video and talk about it. And that's about all I've got to say. So I hope to be back soon. I'll record videos when I can, here and there. But for the most part, as I said before, my dad has had so many really serious issues going on. I need to devote my full attention to making sure that he's healthy and taken care of. And so,
just, apart from me taking a little break to just justify right-wing attacks on lefties, and to just pretend that the president that you simp for isn't the worst offender with the most power in the country. Fuck me. This is how it happens. People, I don't know why. People are, and like they're teenagers. Nice one. It's like, people are teenagers and they're looking at the Nazis and they're like, oh, how could a country become, how could such fine people, such fine blonde people become so cruel? How could it happen? How could how could these nice young boys with their little shorts and their sauce and their big sausages, how could they become so vile? How could a nation lose its mind and its humanity so quickly? This is how it happens. It happens gradually and then suddenly. I don't know. Fuck. It lives in all of us. You know, that's like kind of like that's kind of the lesson from all that, like the banality of evil and everything like that. Like, yes, everyone is capable of it. Every single fucking one of you has a little Nazi in your brain just trying to fucking feed on something. And most of the time, it doesn't really find that much food. But my God, Asmongold's social media feed and his news digest, that is a fucking feeding frenzy for that little Nazi in his head. Oh my God. Maybe it's also the cockroaches. I don't know.